And we welcome you back to the land of the rising sun. Some of the sights around Tokyo and Yokohama, one of the prettiest cities you can imagine. And some of the sights inside the arena, every sign from it's time to dunk to go TNT. And a little basketball heads, a universal language here in the beautiful Yokohama arena. Now let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. And some changes from last year for both Houston and the Seattle Supersonics. The biggest change, of course, for the Houston Rockets is going to be at the forward position, where, of course, Otis Thorpe is not here. The Jeep Eagles starting lineups for the Sonics. It'll be Kemp McKee, Benjamin Payton, and Pierce. The Rockets will go with Bullard, Horry, the rookie out of Alabama, Olajuwon in the middle, Kenny Smith, and, of course, Vernon Maxwell. Matchups, Hubie, what do you see right now?
The biggest challenge tonight, Ken Bullard and Horry hold their own versus Kemp McKee, and then when they go to Cage up front with Seattle, they're really going to be in for a major test. Olajuwon must stay out of foul trouble tonight and at least give them 40 minutes if they're going to get the job done.
Well, Hubie, we heard earlier from Hakeem Olajuwon as we talked to him just a couple of days ago about all the controversy since what they've called anything from Hakeem Gate to Hurricane Hakeem back in March. Your thoughts? He says it's not a distraction any longer. One of the teammates told me, yes, it is a distraction. Your thoughts?
Well, you know, we can't go into the hearts and minds of all the players on this ball club. Of course, it's going to be a distraction because it's in the paper every day. And as soon as they arrive in the gym, every media person in each locale, that's the first question that they're talking about. Now, according to Rudy Tomjanovich, the coach, he says that Hakeem Olajuwon just had a banner exhibition season, averaged over 20, over 10 points, and close to 4 block shots a game. He says Hakeem is a competitor. He has a big heart, and he wants to win. I am not concerned at all about Hakeem giving 100% effort. Now, the big care here is, though, is can they weather the storm of that 4 to 6 week period here in November and early December while Otis Thorpe and Murphy are out at that big forward position?
Well, Hubie, we heard so much about Hakeem saying he wanted fair market value. His numbers last year were great, but he did not make any NBA All-Star team.
Yeah, this is now in Hakeem's 8 years. He's been on the first team 3 times, on the second team twice, and then also on the third team once. The only times that he did not make the All-NBA team was his rookie year and again last year. Now you look at those stats and you say for 92, hey, that's pretty difficult for him not to make the first, second, or third team. But David Robinson made the first team, Patrick Ewing the second team, and Brad Daugherty the third. All 3 teams had banner seasons and were in the playoffs. That's what happens when you're overloaded with superstars at the center position.
And we are just about set. In case you're wondering about where Hakeem's heart is, this is a young man that is very competitive. And at 7 o'clock every morning, Hakeem was in the lobby of the hotel here in Yokohama getting ready to run 3 miles. He is competitive and he wins the tip. We are underway from Yokohama, Japan, along with Hubie Brown, Ron Thulin, glad to be with us. The second game of our doubleheader tonight here on TNT.
Now, Houston likes to slow things down and try to go down inside, or whatever Hakeem Olajuwon would like to do, he can do.
Exactly. Vernon Maxwell gets a hand on Benoit Benjamin, and Benjamin steps out. Ball belongs to Houston.
Out of bounds, Houston ball.
Anytime that you play Hakeem, you have your hands full because he's dangerous up to 17 feet facing the basket as well as down inside, and you must keep him off the offensive rebound.
Hakeem out front. Benjamin comes out to meet him. He'll try that same 17-footer. It won't go. Bullard can't come down with it. Kemp does.
Now, Seattle likes to play upbeat basketball, quick shooting off of transition, and even if you score, they'll move it up quickly and get into an early offense.
Rich Carl says he wants to be a quick-hitting team, both offensively and defensively. Wants to come at you right away.
Well, you can see right now they have an open court. By that, we have no one in the post-up areas.
Payton's 3 is off the mark. Robert Horry, the rookie, comes down with it. A player that Rudy Tomjanovich says, I really like. I'm afraid to get too high on him because he has so much talent, but he was a good player.
Nice pass. You must defend against the kickouts versus Houston because right there you saw what will happen. They are a streaky perimeter three-point shooting team. Look out.
Oh, hurt the rim in Yokohama.
That's what we said. If you score, Seattle is pushing quick. And now they're down, pressing you, trying to run some time off the clock. Bullard has got to change ends a little bit quicker than that if he's going to match up with Kemp.
Inside, Horry, the baby right-hander, goes down. So he gets his first 2 regular season NBA points.
So just keep an eye on the pace. Seattle already up into half-court position here.
Very quiet in the arena. They're very proper here in Japan, and I think they're almost afraid to cheer, but they are allowed. Inside, Benjamin off the glass, won't go. Kemp, the return, won't get it, but he gets it back and loses it.
It's going to be the test tonight, Ron. Can they take care of the defensive rebounding?
We talked about rebounding for Houston. They were 4th in the NBA 2 years ago, 18th last year, and that is a problem right there.
Yeah, but like we said at the top, injuries to Olajuwon and then his substitute Larry Smith, that took care of last year. Now you take out Otis Thorpe, who was an all-star player last year, who averaged over 10 rebounds a game and 17 points. You take that away, and his backup, well, the small forwards who are in there. Bullard is usually a small forward. He's playing the big forward position. Corey, a rookie, is on the other side. Now, you say, well, they've got to do their job. That's true. But the Houston guards must come back in and help out tonight.
Benjamin, who shot 69% from the free throw line, is shooting the big goose egg so far this year.
See, Seattle does a lot of switching. Now, right here, you just saw the guard switch. And they love to trap. You must find the free people.
The 3 by Bullard, who was a pleasant surprise from the arc last year for Rudy Tomjanovich. Can't get it to go. McKee throws it out. Ball, however, belongs to Seattle with 18 on the shot clock. Sonics, of course, 47 and 35 last year. Houston, 42 and 40. George Karl, though, came in. Really put this team together. Got them playing well. 27 and 14 the second half of the season. Outside, basket won't go, but Dan Crawford, one of the officials, along with Greg Willard and Jess Kersey, was fouled.
We have 2 opposite styles of play here. At one end, Seattle does an awful lot of baseline screening. They're always screening across the lanes. There's the coach, Georgie Karl, loves to see all of that because he's looking for mismatches. At the other end of the floor, the Rockets basically are a clear out for Akeem or allow Akeem to work inside, and then they are a big pick and roll ball club, constantly trying to get the ball down inside, then kicking it out and trying to be a three-point threat.
And Ricky Pierce, as one might expect, gets them both. Was 3rd in the NBA in free throw shooting last year. In fact, he carried his Seattle team the first half of the season in 91-92.
So here's a fake pick and roll. Nice kick out.
Horry tries to go for the jam. He's not afraid to take it strong to the hole. He is denied, but he'll go to the line.
I would say he's playing with a little bit of confidence for a rookie out of Alabama. University of Alabama, first-round jam pick. Now just watch as they kick the ball back to the screener. See, he's going to attack the rim, and this is what you love. You're trying to always teach guys, when you take it strong.
Saw in a preseason game earlier this year in Houston when they took on the Utah Jazz, and he did the same thing on Karl Malone. And I told Rudy T after the game, I said, this kid's got a lot of guts taking Karl in his first game as an NBA player.
And now here's they press. It looks like a 1-2-2. They look for one trap. Now it's off. See, this is smart. Let the big men handle the basketball. That slows it down.
He tries to get a step on Horry, but Akeem Olajuwon puts it up in row J.
They need Akeem to have a big night. And if he gets himself going at the defensive end, it will open up a lot of things for these guards.
Average better than 4 blocks a game last year. Pierce gets around Maxwell high off the glass for the 2.
Look out. You cannot allow a player to go to a strong hand.
Kenny Smith's 3 won't go down. Hakeem Olajuwon whistle for the loose ball foul.
On paper, Seattle is a much better defensive team than Houston. One-on-one. Because Akeem blocks so many shots, he eliminates a lot of mistakes of the Houston players. They cannot gamble and get beat off the dribble like Ricky Pierce did to Maxwell the last time down the floor.
Benjamin on top, shot clock at 7. Sonics on a 3-game win streak over Houston dating back to last year. They throw it away. Houston has it. We're tied at 6. 8:26 remaining to be played in the first quarter.
Excellent defense that time by Kenny Smith. Got a piece of it, and the ball ricocheted off the hands of Payton. You see, they're going to try to slow you down, make you play half-court basketball.
That time, Sean Kemp wasn't able to come over and help out Benoit Benjamin, and Olajuwon with his first field goal of the ball game. Outside, Derek McKee, nothing but net.
That time, Benjamin was not even across half court. They got it up and shot that ball that fast.
Olajuwon on the left block. The patented turnaround right-hander. Benjamin at his mercy.
I love it when he's having good nights. I just hope that he has a great night. These people really appreciate his game.
You know, talking to Rudy Tomjanovich, we talked about the controversy, but all the players, Scotty Brooks told me before the game, he said, listen, this is a guy that works hard every practice.
That's all you can ask.
Another loose ball foul will go the other way, called on Seattle, and that'll be on Sean Kemp.
Foul on number
You're Rudy
45,
T. You're happy because Bullard
foul.
put his body. That
Second
shot
foul.
went up. Bullard turned right around, put a body on Kemp. Kemp tried to go up over his back, and that's what must be done. They have to help out Olajuwon on that defensive board.
10-8, Rockets by 2. Kenny Smith lets the 2 fly, won't go down. Here comes McKee. Seattle with a 4-on-2. Payton all the way with the left hand.
You must get back. You cannot have a slow transition defense tonight. Now, that's twice that they just opened up the gates and outran Houston. Now,
Got it up at 10.
tonight, anytime the ball goes in, you're seeing down inside that they're sending 2 and 3 guys at Olajuwon.
Bad pass by Hakeem. Here comes Payton. He has a 3-on-3, but Payton wisely holds it up. Looking inside of Benjamin and Olajuwon.
That's his second.
His second. We've got a timeout on the court. We have 6:55 remaining in the first quarter from Yokohama, Japan, and we are tied up at 10.
Gregory Hines is T-Bone. Christopher Lloyd is Weasel. They're up to no good.
Only steal cars you know how to drive.
And doing what comes naturally.
T-Bone, we be heading for trouble.
T-Bone and Weasel. Sunday on TNT.
Quest to three-peat begins as Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls blast off in defense of the world title. The Hawks take on the Bulls. Live at 8:45 Eastern Saturday night on TBS.
This is one of the easiest places for a Jeep Cherokee to go. But not because of its proven capability or its legendary Jeep ruggedness. What makes it so easy to bring the classic Jeep Cherokee here is the price.
Now save an additional $500 on new 93 Jeep Cherokees.
All right, gentlemen, today is the first day of basketball. All 27 or 28 guys for 12 positions.
All right, go on, get it up, nice and easy.
I assume you think you can play basketball.
A coach can put you on the team. Your teammates can make you hustle. A scout can get you a scholarship, and the right school can get you on the team.
Williams.
But only the love can make you a player.
Marcus.
You got the love.
Coleman. Pugh. Thomas.
6:55 in the first. We're tied up at 10.
Now, this is an example of a long rebound kicking out. And where are the Houston guards? See, there's no reason for this happening. Now, it's happened twice early in this ball game. If the guards are going to shoot an outside shot, you've got to get back. Now, here's Hakeem down inside. You'll see he'll be double and triple teamed all night long. When he is double and triple teamed, that means the other Houston front court people must get on the offensive board. Now, Hakeem is sitting down. Reason? That's his second foul. And we said they needed him tonight to give them major minutes. Unfortunately, he picked up 2 kind of silly fouls because he was behind people.
Checking into the ball game wearing number 15, a first-round draft pick back in 1977, Tree Rollins.
Tree really challenged that one. Now this is what Houston must do. They've got to get it out and get those 2-on-1s.
Maxwell takes it. It won't go, but we have a foul. And that will be on
number
Payton.
20, Gary Payton. His first personal third-team foul.
Talk about Tree Rollins. He did an excellent job last year in his role for the Rockets. Trey was able to play in 59 games, even started 5. This is his 16th season at 37 years old. When Maxwell gets in the books.
Well, Tree, one of the all-time great shot blockers in this league. In 77, we drafted him on the first round in Atlanta, and he had a terrific career in Atlanta, and he's making a solid contribution to the Houston team.
11 years with the Atlanta Hawks. Still lives outside of Atlanta. Now we get some clapping by the fans as the Rockets lead it by 1, 11-10.
See, there's a lot of action down on that baseline. 4 guys screening for one another. See, now you got to get it out.
And Carl Herrera, who checked in, threw it away. Bounce pass. Kemp. Hello, everybody.
See, when you're a coach, that's like getting stabbed in the heart, okay? Because you had a bad outlet, and then when Peyton steals the ball, everyone falls asleep and you give up a layup. Foul him, make him take it out on the side. Don't let him get a dunk on you.
Maxwell loses the handle, puts up the shot, doesn't get it. Benjamin with the rebound. Scott Brooks set to check in for the Rockets, as is Michael Cage for Seattle.
Seattle continues now to post up Kemp initially, but they're not looking for him in that early attack.
Benjamin, the turnaround over Bullard, the high Arthur rattles home.
Whoever Bullard or Horry plays, they should take him right into the post. They could take advantage of the mismatches and then hurt them on the board if they do not score on the initial shot.
Kenny Smith dancing around out front, fakes the shot.
See, there's that switch that we talked about. They had a guard on a big man.
And Kenny Smith this time buries the jumper for his first 2 of the ball game.
Seattle switching all over the floor on any crossing of the basketball.
Seattle worked diligently at that yesterday at practice, over 2 hours working mostly on switching on defense. Inside, Herrera had a hand on it. Kenny Smith comes up with the loose ball.
Got to score now. You have a 4-on-3.
Smith to Carl Herrera, nothing but net.
The one flaw in the Seattle ball club is that they have a porous transition defense for the type of athletes that they have.
Ricky Floyd will also come in for Houston next break in the action. Benjamin way on top. Kemp, shot clock at 10, inside, no place to go. Tree puts a big body on him. And we've got a whistle and a foul, and that will be, I think, Tree Rollins. It is Tree Rollins, his first personal.
Tree Rollins is a little surprised that was called on him. He thought that he had Kemp trapped underneath the basket. Kemp had absolutely no place to go, and as he jumped back into him, he thought that he had an offensive foul.
They'll send Sean Kemp to the line, the 4th-year pro. Comes into the season weighing just about 255 pounds, and considering at the end of last year, he was so thin because of the rigors of the schedule. He's really got his numbers, as you can see him in the preseason right there, and those are the numbers he basically put together the last few weeks of last season.
Well, they say that, you know, they brought him up from 227 to 255. That's kind of amazing. When you think of what he did in the playoffs last year versus Golden State and Utah, 22 points and 16 boards.
Herrera's finger roll won't go down. Coming up with a loose ball, Pierce had it, and Seattle has it.
Good hustle. Good hustle. You're Rudy T, you're happy now. At least your guys are going to the basket and they're trying to make some things happen.
Eddie Johnson is checked into the lineup. Derek McKee will take a place. Eddie, the 12th-year pro out of Illinois. 2nd-round pick back in '81 by Kansas City.
Now Kemp is the center and Cage is their big forward now.
Peyton, a little showboat move, and it's cleaned up by the big man himself.
See, Rollins is really hot. Rollins blocked that shot, and the guy who was guarding Kemp never blocked him out.
Bullard for 3. It goes about halfway down and then out. Cage tries to save it. Houston has it. They trail at 17-15.
Ron, anytime that you play against a great offensive rebounding team, see, now just watch this here. Now, Rollins is going to get a piece of this once the shot goes up. There it is. Now, where is the block out? Look at this. See, Bullard, once again, allowed Kemp to blow right by him. He's got to put a body on him. They just made a substitution, and they're coming up front now with Herrera at big forward, Horry at small forward, Rollins at the center position.
Yes, Scotty Brooks and Sleepy Floyd at the guards. Rollins, the turnaround right-hander. Horry could have had a piece of it, just slips off, and Seattle will have it. 17-15 our score, just under 3.5 remaining in the first quarter, and now we're seeing a little pressure by Houston. Brooks trying to stay on Peyton. Scott Brooks wearing #1, a player that Rudy Tomjanovich says ever since he saw him in an exhibition game when he played for Philadelphia, the game was played in Vanderbilt, he said, I wanted this guy on my team.
Well, he says he can change tempo. He's a gritty guy, and he plays with great determination.
Oh, a little highlight. Wow. Kemp gets it back again.
Sean Kemp.
That time Kemp went on a back door. That means that his defender, Herrera, turned his head. Kemp went right to the basket for that lob.
4-point lead by Seattle. Now Scott Brooks will run the play. They said they're going to let Scott take it to the hole. They don't think he can finish. He didn't there. Seattle coaches were concerned with the shooters. Showtime loses the handle. Horry got a piece of his hand.
That's okay. It's better that you foul him. Do not give him the dunk to excite the crowd and his teammates. Force him to go to the foul line and make the 2 foul shots.
2:40 left. Seattle by 4. We'll be back.
It's the famous chicken.
Jeep Grand Cherokee, the world's only 4x4 with a standard driver's side airbag.
Hi, I'm Pat Laverty for the Fletcher Jones Freeway Auto Center, and over the next 36 hours, the factories of Mazda and Mitsubishi have authorized a total liquidation of all cars and trucks. During this factory-sponsored liquidation sale, we've just made a special purchase of Mitsubishi Diamantes for as low as $17,995 or Mazda 929s for as little as $299 a month. Remember, this factory-authorized sale ends Saturday night, and it's only available at Fletcher Jones Mazda and Mitsubishi in the Freeway Auto Center.
Everyone's problems can be solved faster when they connect first with the Centel First Source phone book. Your phone company's only yellow pages. The Centel First Source phone book, where people connect.
By the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Nate McMillan.
The NBA comes to Japan, the second appearance here, and right now the Sonics lead the Rockets 19-15. We have 2:40 remaining in the first quarter, and of course this is the opening night of the NBA. A couple of scores will pass on. Boston over Minnesota, 113 to 92.
On the line, 2 shots. Sean.
New Jersey with Chuck Daly wins their first of the year by 3, and Orlando with Shaq beating Miami by 10 as Kemp gets the first. Coach Ernie Johnson and the Reebok halftime report will have all the scores and highlights coming up at halftime.
The development of Sean Kemp was just terrific last season. Now, you have to be prepared for Seattle, pressing and trapping out of foul shots. Now, right now, they're in a 1-2-2. They've had one trap, and now they'll come down and trap again.
Lloyd has a 1-on-3, and he throws up the shot. Kemp comes down with the rebound, and he brings it out himself.
On the early going, that Houston just cannot hit a 3.
Pierce with the 3. Well, Ricky Pierce, who shot only 27% from the arc last year, gets his first tonight, and the Sonics lead is 9. That's the biggest of the game.
See, Seattle is switching on all kind of pick and roll, any type of a screen, and right down inside, we just had a foul that Horry was coming across the post-up. Nate McMillan. Seattle fronts all post-up people, and they'll fight you to that spot. And, you know, when you're coaching a good defensive team, you say, hey, listen, when that guy's coming across the lane, hit him with that forearm. If they call it, that's okay. You're sending a message early.
Nate McMillan, the foul was called as he checked into the lineup. Sonics on a 10-0 run over the last 2 minutes.
2 minutes in the quarter.
There you see the trapping again.
You can't do that. You see, you have to see the double team.
Here comes Scott Brooks, who Sleepy Floyd was
there.
able
It
to
is, wide open. Oh, come on now.
Too many passes, turnovers. Tried to force it into.
Did you hear what you just said? Houston was guilty of too many passes on a fast break.
Yeah, too many passes on a fast break. I mean, Tree was not in a position to get that. I think Sleepy Floyd could have just taken that in.
Well, any time that a big man is moving, you know, you really have to be careful where you deliver the pass. Rollins, the ball was behind him. He had no chance to make a clean catch that time.
24-15, 1:48 left to be played in the first. Clean up the court. We're ready to go.
If you're going to post up for Houston tonight, you must be prepared to take the double teams and then pass out and find the free guy.
That switching and low left block by Seattle.
Oh, nice.
Scotty Brooks almost sticks it in between the basket and the backboard. Can't get it.
It was there, though. He had it.
Outside, McMillan for the 2. Won't get it to go. Cage is there for the follow.
They're hurting him where we said. They're killing him at that big forward position, Ron. In the first quarter already, Kemp had 5 rebounds, and Cage comes in at that position, just puts one back also. That's their 3rd score on a missed shot.
Sleepy Floyd all the way with the right hand. His first 2. You have to remember, Michael Cage led the NBA in rebounding back in '87 and '88, so he's no slouch on the boards.
He averaged 13 a game that year, 13 rebounds a game. Oh, baby.
The left hand will get it to go. Horry comes up with the rebound, and we're going to jump it up, says Jess Kersey.
Hey, Horry is saying, you know, I really could rebound a lot easier in the SEC. Right here, he had inside position, and he just got killed on that rebound. Now, you see the screening down on the baseline. There goes your shot. Cage is inside, up and in. Now, what's happening is Horry and Bullard and Herrera are just getting overpowered by the big forward of Seattle.
And from the outside, it is Eddie Johnson, the former NBA 6th man of the year with his first 2. Now, Seattle's got some shooters in the ballgame. I think Dana Barros has just checked in. Led the league in 3-point percentage, and you have Eddie Johnson in there. There comes Floyd. He's going to take it to the hole again. So Sleepy trying to make something happen.
So you've got to get back. You cannot allow the first pass to come to half court, because you see right there, good defensive play by Brooks. If you score and then allow the defense to take the ball out and throw the first pass to half court, well, they're going to post you up time after time in the lane like we just saw.
Inside of 30 seconds, Johnson to Barrows. Takes the shot. Shot clock at 7. Game clock at 19. Shot clock at 3. Here comes Brooks. You're inside of 10 seconds in the first quarter.
They're holding for the last shot. Open floor here. High pick and roll.
Floyd lets about a 20-footer go as he's weaving to the left, and that's the way the first quarter will come to an end in Yokohama, Japan. And it was a good one for Seattle. They will go into quarter number 2, leading by 9. Our score 28-19. We'll be back to Yokohama in a moment.
Tonight, after the NBA, TNT invites you to a party.
I am the party.
With the Fuhrer?
The time has come for heads to roll.
Hitler and Nazi Agent. 2 movies guaranteed 100%.
You're talking tune here.
Boing.
Boing.
Bam.
It's the world's first Cartoon Network. If you don't have it, contact your cable operator and tell them you want it.
We're talking tune here.
What? And that was dinner for our favorite food critic?
Everything was wonderful.
Something else to drink, monsieur.
Yes. Make it a Bud Light, please.
I'm sorry, monsieur. We have run out.
Really? Well, that does change things a bit, doesn't it?
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Billy's Chili. Quaint atmosphere.
Is that a tip, or did you just lose some change?
Charming service.
They say our personality traits are formed at an early age. Presenting the 3.1-liter V6 Rodeo from Isuzu. After all, growing up does have its rewards.
Oh, BKTV couldn't get any better chilling in Mount Rushmore with 4 dead presidents.
I love this place.
All right, now you guys listen up. I'm only gonna say this once. You get a choice: the chicken fillet, the steak sandwich, or the fried shrimp.
And of course, somebody could have had the Whopper basket. They're dinner baskets, and they're new.
George wants a steak sandwich. Thomas wants the chicken. And Teddy's doing shrimp. Abe hasn't made up his mind yet. But you better hurry up, because table service is only from 4 to 8. They're having it their way. Unison.
We love this place.
Did you hear it?
The Yokohama Harbor, just a few miles from where we are right now. A beautiful setting. And inside the Yokohama Arena, the Knicks are popular, as are a number of NBA teams. The paraphernalia varied here in the stands. First quarter, give me your thoughts.
Well, it's what we expected. and that is the fact that Seattle has 6 offensive rebounds in 1 quarter for 8 points. Now here we're having Houston in a full court trap. It's a 1-2-2. They were looking for a trap. Now they're matching up. They must do a better job on the defensive board.
Inside, Nate McMillan loses the handle. Jess Kersey says it went the other way. We're going to go with Houston having it.
Yeah, too much dribbling. Right now, Seattle's on a 13-4 run to end that first quarter. Right now, Olajuwon is back in the ball game. Naturally, he's going to have to be a little tentative because he is playing with 2 fouls.
Olajuwon didn't get that many minutes in that first quarter. He does have 4 points, however. Outside of Sleepy Floyd, who has been the offense for the Rockets so far. Inside to Hakeem. Cage. Hakeem tries to help. He has to throw it away. Shot clock at 3. Shot clock at 2. Sleepy Floyd throws it up. Almost in. Off the back of the iron. Eddie Johnson over Scott Brooks for 2.
Eddie Johnson.
This is a team you must keep out of the open floor. They have so many guys who can finish. They're very, very quick at all their positions except the center if Benjamin's in the game. But they all finish the break. That's the key.
The switching defensively by Seattle has been impressive so far in the team. They're not afraid to double down on him, but they're leaving the rookie Horry wide open on the far side, which is what they don't mind doing.
Well, see, they switch on every exchange. Good defensive strategy, because then they tell the offensive team, okay, there's a mismatch. You've got to find the mismatch and then execute with a good pass and then finish with a score. Up until now, we have not been able to see Houston beat that.
Carl told us yesterday, they don't mind Horry taking the shot because they don't think he's a shooter. But Hakeem Olajuwon is indeed a shooter. He averaged 21.6 last year. He has 6 this evening. On top to Johnson. Cage trying to sneak behind Olajuwon underneath. He goes baseline with the left hand. Won't go. Sleepy Floyd, a 1-on-5. Holds it up.
That's good basketball. Get it down inside. Let the big fella do something here.
Sleepy Floyd has the ball bounced right over his hand. Here comes Dana Barros. To Cage. They're going to give him about the 18-footer. He comes up about 17 and a half, and Scotty Brooks kept it alive. Floyd again to the paint. This time it is Derek McKee saying, not today, Sleepy.
Well, Sleepy got hit on that going to the basket. You know, he checked out Jess Kersey, the referee, on the baseline.
Eddie Johnson for 3 off the back of the iron. This is more of the pace we thought it would be.
Yeah, see, once again, Houston had a chance for a 4-on-3. But once they get the ball to half court, you can see the definite athletic difference here. Seattle with the quicker players.
Brooks for 3, has it partially hit by Eddie Johnson.
Look out.
Johnson to the hole with the left hand counted.
Eddie Johnson.
Right now, you're coaching in this game. You're Rudy Tomjanovich. The shot goes up. It's an outside jump shot. Where are your guards? Their guards are not back defensively. So the guards are hurting him in transition, and the big forwards are getting crushed when Seattle goes for the half-court offense on that defensive glass.
Go back to Olajuwon, the collapsing defense by Seattle, and we have a whistle and a foul.
Foul is on
Bullard will check back into the lineup.
Michael Cage.
We just want to show you here. Now, once you take a jump shot, a guard takes a jump shot. The 2 guards got to get back, and if you notice, Houston, until this time in the ball game, does not have an offensive rebound. Now, you say, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, if you're going to shoot and miss, and you crash the offensive boards, that prevents the defensive team from getting the rebound and kicking it out and fast breaking. Plus, it allows your guards a chance to get back and match up and possibly do a one-on-one defensive job for you.
Well, Hakeem Olajuwon now with 8 points, and he's the leading scorer for the Rockets so far, but they still find themselves down by 9 as we near the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. Johnson stops, pops, and doesn't get it.
See, this is here for them. Here, you've got to make it happen.
Sleepy Floyd, Eddie Johnson cuts off the baseline. Hakeem, a little dream, shake and fake, but he's fouled.
Foul is on number 31.
If you're a guard or
Derek
a small
McKee,
forward on the Houston ball club,
personal 3rd team
every
foul.
time that Hakeem or someone rebounds
On the line,
and they kick it out,
Hakeem Olajuwon
you
for 2 shots.
must fill the lanes, Ron. The lanes are here. The 3-lane break is here. Up until now, they have not finished. At the other end, that's the difference in the game. Seattle is finished.
Olajuwon out 3 of 3 from the line. interesting statistic concerning Hakeem. In the last 5 years, the Rockets have won a total of 3 playoff games and have never made it past the first round.
Let me get through it.
And some of that is attributed to Hakeem Olajuwon.
What's up, Dave?
Vernon Maxwell will come back into the Rockets lineup. Bullard is checked in, comes down with the rebound. He's going to bring it out. So the Rockets go with Bullard, Olajuwon, Brooks, Sleepy Floyd, and Carl Herrera. Seattle has McMillan, Cage, Barrows, Pierce.
Nice
side McKee to Olajuwon.
See, that was a beautiful pass. Olajuwon continued to work, caught the defensive player on his back, and Sleepy Floyd delivered the ball perfectly to the baseline side.
Now the fans begin to clap. A little bit louder here in the arena. McKee got position. Hakeem cannot come up with a block, and McKee has his 4th point.
That was pretty. McKee just outworked Herrera. And once Herrera committed, he just kept him right on his back.
Derek McKee, the 6th-year player, also out of Alabama. Scott Brooks for 3 won't go. Johnson had everybody beat down court again, and the layup goes.
See, that shot is going up, and we can't say it enough. That's the difference in the game. The shot is going up. Long rebound.
Timeout, Houston.
Seattle catches the ball, turns around, and they are throwing the ball, and we do not have a white defensive shirt back over half court.
We've got 7:29 left in the half. Sonics by 10.
Stay within the lines. The lines are our friends. Stay within. Stay within the lines. The lines are our friends.
Introducing the world's first V6 crayon.
Are you listening?
The Isuzu Rodeo, built to go way outside the lines.
Colin Ray comes home to Arizona Charlie's November 6th.
But I'm not gonna let you down. Darling, wait and see. And between now and then, till I see you again, I'll be loving you. Love me.
Colin Ray, November 6th only at Arizona Charlie's.
Now there's a new way to enjoy college football. It's the option play. In addition to the game your local ABC station is carrying, check out the other games you can see this Saturday on pay-per-view. These are games ABC is airing in other parts of the country that won't be available on your local station, but you can see them live on pay-per-view. Now you can decide which game you want to watch, and pay-per-view will be your ticket to the 50-yard line. Get in on the action and order ABC's College Football live this Saturday on pay-per-view.
We'd like to show you a perfect beat. Watch Olajuwon in the lane, holding his man on his back. Sleepy Floyd now breaks the foul line to give himself a better angle. Beautiful lead pass to Olajuwon. Now, Olajuwon works really hard. Now, this is what is wrong with this ball club tonight. Long pass, long shot. The defensive player releases and takes off, and the offensive player who shot the shot is not getting back. Where are the Houston guards?
Kenny Smith is checked into the lineup, as is Vernon Maxwell, and also Kennard Winchester wearing number 20 for the Rockets. 3 by Bullard, and he drains the first one of the year.
Houston, a good three-point shooting team. We told you that last year they averaged 11 a game, and that was second in the league. They usually shoot a nice percentage. Tonight, they needed that. They needed that to get some confidence going.
Cage has to give it up to McKee as the shot clock ticks within 10. Outside, McKee short. Kenny Smith had a chance to go for it, didn't hustle over, and it goes right back to Seattle.
See, once again, Bullard did not block out his man. He was playing the shooter. The guy shot it and didn't get the rebound. See, and it cost him.
No basket, says Jess Kersey, a whistle and a foul. Matt Bullard is whistled for the foul. That is his first personal foul.
You know, it sounds like fundamental basketball, but that's exactly what's happening here. When your man shoots or the guy you're guarding is inside, you've got to put a body on him. Your first job is to keep him off the offensive board.
Inside, McMillan swatted away. Olajuwon's second block of the game, but Cage is there to clean it up. Cage now with 4. He averaged just under 9 a game last year. The lead is back tonight, inside of 6.5. Gary Payton up off Seattle's bench will check in. Maxwell. We haven't seen any wild shots by Vernon this year. He said he's going to try to control that this year and not take the unbelievable shots. Illegal defense on first.
Good call that time. But that's okay. So you're Seattle. You're gambling because you are aware of all post-up. They double team anyone who is in the post-up area, and then they say to you, they give you the challenge. Let me see you pass out of this, and let's see if we can rotate and get back to the people and force you into a bad shot.
Kemp and Payton back in the lineup as Vernon Maxwell's three-pointer won't go down. Kemp pulls down the board, and here comes Payton. 8 rebounds now for Shawn Kemp. We're not even at halftime.
Good ball movement. Nice spacing by Seattle.
Payton took his eyes off the ball just for a second inside the cage again, and we're going to count it and have the foul.
Basket is good by Michael Cage. Foul is on Matt Bullard.
That's the kind of half we're having here right now. Good hustle by the guards. They go down on the floor for the ball. And then watch what happens. Here's Elijah Wine creates it. They go down inside. Now the pass is made to a big forward. And once again, the big forward is loose.
Michael Cage, the 9th-year pro out of San Diego State, was also a first-round pick back in '84.
For the San Diego Clippers. Look out.
From Seattle again, and it's Kemp from the baseline with the right hand.
Every time. Yeah. Does not block out. They paid a price. They've had 2 outlets go out on the fast break to start the fast break. The passes were too far, and 2 interceptions, 2 scores. We're having a little banging here with Bullard and Kemp.
I know who I'm going to put my money on. Shot clock at 4. Maxwell goes up with a shot, doesn't get it, and the shot clock goes off. That would have been a violation. The new 24-second rule. It has to hit the rim, not the backboard. Alley-oop! Holy cow, that'll get him cheering. Oh, baby, sweet baby. Let's look at that again. A 20-second timeout. I think Houston called the 20 because they want to see it again.
Now just watch how high up he is. This is a very bad pass. Now just watch this. Look at this. Look out.
They used to, another angle, they used to call him the man-child. Drop the child part, folks.
He's special. He's playing with an awful lot of confidence. Georgie Karl said the only time he's coming out this year is if we're running away with the game or he gets himself in foul trouble.
Well, at the conclusion of tonight's game, Hubie Brown and I will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game. That is following tonight's contest, and that was worth probably 200-300 votes right there for the Budweiser player of the game. Shawn Kemp. Now, you have to imagine, folks, that this would be his rookie year for Shawn Kemp because he was at the McDonald's High School Classic with players like Christian Laettner, Laterro Green, Don McClain, Robert Worden, gentlemen that are now rookies in the NBA, and this is Shawn's 4th year.
Well, he has 15 points and 8 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds.
Kenny Smith gets the roll. Maybe this will fire Houston up a little bit after that.
Well, they just cannot put together a poorer second half than what they just put out here because they're making all basic fundamental mistakes and they're paying the price.
Well, Rudy said he wanted one of his charges this year was finding out who they are and knowing who they are and not be the wild team of the past. But right now they're a tentative team and a team filled with basic mistakes as Michael Cage has whistled for the foul.
You know, it's an easy thing to say, Ron, that, you know, we're missing the power forwards. So the guards will go back in and rebound. Well, if your guards have never had to rebound in their professional careers or their college careers, you're asking them to do something at a level where the game is played above the box over the basket. This isn't played at rim level.
Well, we talked in Miami about some of the young players coming out of college have difficulty adjusting to playing with their back to the basket and playing in that zone. It's Kenny Smith beginning to feel the heat now. Smith with 2 in the first quarter has 4 here in the second.
Now, Kenny, an excellent pick and roll player. He really knows how to take advantage of his defensive man.
A young man that struggled last year after a banner year in Houston 2 years ago. Kemp inside. Olajuwon comes over for some help. Inside, Cage sneaks around everybody, doesn't get it. How about again? Bullard slaps it. It's free. It's up. We've got a little bug loose on the rug. We've got a traveling call, says Jess Kersey. We'll go the other way.
Yeah, I'm going to give Olajuwon a lot of credit. He is down inside trying to block every single shot. He's pounding guys. He's really working hard. But what he needs is a little bit of help here from these two guys at the forward position. And right now, that's Winchester and Bullard. They've got to try to, make themselves visible here.
Teams with 4 turnovers now. We have a whistle and a foul underneath with 3:38 showing on the clock and an 11-point Seattle lead.
It's nice, Ron, since Maxwell and Kenny Smith have come in, they keep setting up the pick and roll here on the left side of the floor, and then they just blow to the baseline side. They do not take advantage of the pick. They're catching Seattle, cheating defensively, and they're just soloing right to the basket.
Horry comes back in. Vernon Maxwell makes the first. This is a player, Rudy Tomjanovic says, you either love him or you hate him. Already served a 1-game suspension for getting a little fisticuffs with teammate Carl Herrera. Both players say that's over. It was just a little horseplay that got out of hand. Inside, Benjamin swatted away by Horry.
Nice help that time. What I like about Seattle in the early going is the extra pass. Now just watch this. See, now that once the defense rotated, they're trying to make the extra pass. In that kind of a situation, try to give the guy the bounce pass so he can see it early, and then he can step up and take it strong to the basket.
Pierce kicks it out to Payton, who lets the jumper fly, and Gary Payton now with 4.
By the way, Kemp only has 15 points and 10 rebounds. That's all he has.
I think he's bagging it tonight. I think he's bagging it. Maxwell inside, and it goes.
What a beautiful. The degree of difficulty off the board on that one. That was a tough shot.
Style points would have been up there. But it is still a 10-point Seattle lead.
Yeah, but as badly as they're playing, they're only down 10.
Ricky Pierce.
Make it 12 is Pierce. Connects now with 9. The lead is 12. A lot of talking now, a lot more, and we've got a whistle and a foul, and that will be on Payton.
See, I like what George Karl just did that time. As soon as they saw that clear out, Kenny Smith going, Seattle is running right at you, and they're double teaming. That's smart basketball.
The famous chicken.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Isuzu, makers of incredible four-wheel drives.
Introducing Levi's loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
Now you can play in the mud without being taken to the cleaners. Presenting the Isuzu Rodeo Lease. See your dealer for details. Right now, Isuzu's making it a little bit easier to maneuver through bad roads, mud, snow, and loan officers. Presenting the Isuzu Rodeo Lease. See your dealer for details.
Outside to Price, the 3 in the air. Good! Price straight up for 3.
I'm Gordon Gunn, co-owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. 20 years ago, I went blind from a disease called RP, retinitis pigmentosa. So I've never had a chance to see Mark Price play in the NBA.
But someday, with your help, others who have RP will be able to see me play.
You were missing your outside shot last night, Mark.
I didn't think you were listening.
2:41 remaining in the first half. Seattle leads it by 12, 48-36. And coming up at halftime, the Reebok halftime report with the legend in Japan, Ernie Johnson, in our studios in Atlanta, along with Dick Versace. They'll have scores and highlights of tonight's action featuring Miami at Orlando, Chicago visiting Cleveland, and New York at Atlanta. That's coming up on the Reebok halftime report.
Now just watch the quickness of Maxwell going down the lane and then where he brings it from. That was really an excellent move. Now, the one part of the Houston game, which is always shaky, is their foul shooting. But right now, the guy on the line is one of the better foul shooters in the league, usually right around that 84 to 86%. The key to this game, 12 offensive rebounds already by Seattle.
Ricky Pierce in and out. It stays. Olajuwon with the rebound. Here comes Maxwell.
The big thing now is to play smart basketball. Get a good score here right now, and you break it back underneath 10 points.
Still a lot of time remaining. Inside of 2:20, Smith dishes it off. Shot clock at 5.
Come on, Hakeem's got to do something
He
here.
loses the handle. Ball belongs to Houston, but only 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Cage checks back into Seattle's lineup.
See, when Hakeem throws the ball back out and he's working to get open, you have got to get the ball back into him when he pins his man. And unfortunately tonight, Houston is missing that. It's taking him too long. Oh, and here's a good shot.
Smith for 3, and he drills it right at the clock.
Oh, big basket by Kenny Smith. Defensive player gambled. Why are you gambling? There were only 3 seconds on the clock.
2 minutes.
Smith was a 39% shooter from the arc last year. Peyton. Smith has to cover for him. Benjamin inside, battling hard, doesn't get the roll. But Pierce comes up with a loose ball. 8-point Seattle lead. Benjamin again. The patented turnaround won't go. Gets his own rebound. Tries it again. How about the 5th time at Chart? Here comes Kenny Smith. He has Maxwell down the middle.
Nice.
Smith.
Nice.
Body.
Beautiful play by Kenny Smith. He not only used his body, Ron, he used the front of the rim. If that defensive player would have tried the shot block, he would have hit himself right into the rim. An excellent move by a very smart guard in the open floor.
Let's take a look at Kenny Smith again.
Now just watch how he'll take it now, inside out move with the dribble. And now as he comes in, see, you just could not get to that. You could not elevate up high because the defender would have hit his arm on the rim. Nice move by Kenny Smith. See, they call it inside out with the dribble. You do not change hands. Nice move, way to take it strong to the basket. And right now, 5 points by Kenny Smith. You're back in the game. You're only down 6. Got 1 minute and 23 to go, and you're playing a very poor basketball game.
That's good sign. 6-0 run for Houston. All 6 points have come from Kenny Smith the last 6. Kenny Smith, who was 4th best in field goal percentage among guards a couple of years ago, but dropped considerably last year to 47%. But Benjamin left alone, and Hakeem was defenseless on that.
Well, Hakeem went over to pick up the dribbler, and that's what he's supposed to do. And what happened is that Benjamin just pushed Torrey right under the basket.
I think the rookie is getting a lesson. Schools out today. Hakeem to Bullard. He spots up the 3. You can't let him do that. And Rudy Tomjanovich puts his hands over his head with a clap.
Well, Rudy said we can get a 3-point shot anytime we want. All we have to do is go into Hakeem. They'll double and triple team him. But if Hakeem will find a free guy, we'll get that open 3.
The lead is now down to 5. Ricky Pierce doesn't get it. Olajuwon with the rebound. The outlet to Smith.
Now, these are the guys that got to get it done right here. Nice pass.
Torrey inside. The reverse gets his own ball back. Olajuwon from 17 doesn't get it. Rebound control by McKee. Kemp is sitting down inside the last 30 because he has 2 fouls, and I'm sure George Karl didn't want him to pick up his 3rd before halftime.
Solid move. Keep him out of there. That way he can play recklessly and have 4 to go. And they're melting this right down.
Deion Bullard dumps it off inside. Benjamin loses the handle, but Seattle retains possession with 3.5 showing on the clock.
Seattle is beating anyone off the dribble, forcing Olajuwon to leave his man to help out. The other people must come back in and pick up Olajuwon's man.
Pierce from outside doesn't get it, and we have completed 24 minutes in Yokohama, Japan. It was all Seattle early, but Houston has come back. And as they go to the locker room, Seattle leads it 50-45. Now let's go 6,000 miles away to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. EJ?
Just as quick as that. Thank you very much, Ron Thule, and the Sonics with a 5-point halftime lead. Coming right up, it is the Reebok halftime report. I am joined by Dick Versace. We'll take a look at all the opening night NBA action, including game 1 of our doubleheader, the world champion Bulls' victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers, plus all the scores and highlights you can take. The Shack was all over the boards. You'll see it next.
When your engine is working hardest and needs protection most, Castrol GTX is the only leading motor oil that meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown in every grade. Fact is, the only way you can get that kind of performance from any other leading brand of oil is like this. Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Try Castrol Super Clean for tough, greasy jobs. If it won't come clean with Super Clean, it won't come clean.
Oh, BKTV couldn't get any better chilling in Mount Rushmore. With 4 dead presidents.
I love this place.
All right, now you guys listen up. I'm only going to say this once. You get a choice. Or the chicken fillet, the steak sandwich, or the fried shrimp.
And of course, somebody could have had the Whopper basket. They're dinner baskets, and they're new.
George wants a steak sandwich. Thomas wants a chicken. And Teddy's doing shrimp. Abe hasn't made up his mind yet. But you better hurry up, because table service is only from 4 to 8. They're having it their way. Unison.
We love this place.
Did you hear it?
A contract can make you rich. The fans can make you famous. The press can make you a superstar. And the championship ring can make you immortal. But only the love can make you a player. You got the love.
Run it back.
The Reebok Halftime Report is brought to you by Reebok, who reminds you that life is short. Play hard.
All right, Sean Kemp and the guys, the Sonics leading Houston 50-45 there at the half in Yokohama, game 2 of our opening night doubleheader here on TNT. Ernie Johnson, Dick Versace. I like the Sonic bunch. I like what George Karl has done with them. How about the first half?
Well, I think what Houston has to do is they have to solve the problem of the penetration by Seattle. Seattle is penetrating, and one thing about Olajuwon, EJ, he always is going to come out. He doesn't fake and go back. And any time that you can get in the lane, you can cause a lot of problems. You can tell your big people, get ready for some nice little dish passes inside to get some easy shots.
It is 50-45, Seattle with the lead. Elsewhere on this opening night, the Utah Jazz, best home record in basketball at the Delta Center last year, 37-4. They lose the opener on the home court. Of course, Mark Eaton didn't play, and that's a big reason. You see David Benoit with the follow there. They got a 42-33 lead to the Jazz, but Golden State comes back. Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway. He's got steals, and there's one of them right there as he lays it in. 76-68 Warriors. Billy Owens, a big night, had 29. He hits Chris Gatling right there. Golden State, Nelly's bunch, 129-114. The Jazz, a rare loss at home. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Clippers are at the LA Sports Arena in the second period. The Clips with a 49-45 lead. Also in the second, Sacramento, 47-43 over Tark the Shark and the San Antonio Spurs. Earlier tonight in Orlando, the O-Arena, you had Shaquille O'Neal. And you're saying one of the raps against the guy. I don't know if he's going to get on the boards, right?
Well, I mean, that's what they said going in. I mean, if he has any weakness, and he doesn't have too many, you know, to start out with, it might be his rebounding. So what's he do? 18 opening night.
Yeah, he was obviously very jittery. He did foul out in the game, but he did have 18 boards and 12 points. We take a look at the highlights from down there. He's got reason to smile, man. He's having the time of his life. Donald Royal's going to miss, but there's big Shaq, 32, to jam down 2 of his 12. Miami's next trip down. Glenn Rice misses, and look at Shaquille. Pulls it down, has it stripped, gets it back. Is he going to pass? No. He's going to jam it down again. Kevin Lockery, oh my, I can't believe what I'm seeing out of this kid. And then, with the assist to Anthony Bowie, 110-100. The Florida rivals meet, and Orlando comes out of it with a 10-point win. And Nick Anderson had a career-high 42, but when you're playing with the Shaq, you don't make the highlight reel that often. Minnesota and the Boston Celtics at Boston Garden. You liking the new Jimmy Rogers look? Yes, sort of. X-Man, the new Celtic, goes around the kid, Christian Laettner. And then here's Rick Fox challenging Luke Longley. Luke's only about 10 feet tall, and look at Fox dunking over him. Rick Fox can do it, so can D. Brown. Another facial for Longley. Guy didn't look the same after this game. 113-92. The Celtics in a romp over the Timberwolves on opening night. And the Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers at the Spectrum. There is Chuck Daly making his debut. Second period, Chris Morris, man, the guy had 20 points in the first half. That's a great way to make a first impression on your new coach. 54-54 game. Kenny Anderson running the show. Look at the steal from Jeff Hornacek, one of the newest Sixers. This gives the Nets a 111-110 lead. What kind of a glass creation was that by Kenny? 114-111. The Nets winners over the Sixers. Doug Moe loses in the opener at home at the Spectrum. When the Reebok halftime report continues, we'll take a look back at game 1 of our doubleheader. The champs, winners on opening night. We'll be right back.
Television brings you a whole weekend with Count Dracula, the Prince of Darkness. November 13th through 15th on TNT.
85 copies a minute. A full 3-year guarantee. Introducing the high-speed Meta DC 8585. Our most sizable contribution to business productivity ever.
Can't someone pick up my phone? Gary here.
You're dead, Carrie. That package you promised never got here.
This isn't Mr. Carey. This is his secretary. Please hold.
Federal Express, I need to check on a package fast.
Keep holding, please. I hear Mr. Carey down the hall. Your package...
Only Federal Express can confirm delivery in seconds. Other companies can take days.
That package was delivered at 9:07, signed for by Mr. Henson.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Federal Express. Our most important package is yours.
Constant change. There is one certainty. The financial strength of the Prudential. Rock solid in securities, insurance, and real estate.
You know what time it is.
I love this place.
Come here. Right here is Dinner Basket Central. What are my options?
What would you like in it? French fry or potato?
Baked potato.
Coleslaw or salad?
Salad.
I didn't see it. We'll bring it right up to you.
Dinner baskets? It's about that time. Chicken, steak, Whopper, shrimp. Just coming in with the basket. All right. Does that work for you?
Works for me. It's good.
It's your way, right away.
I love this place.
Me too.
And the Reebok halftime report continues. Ernie Johnson along with Dick Versace. Game 1 of our doubleheader, the Chicago Bulls, the champs, winners 101-96 over Cleveland. And tomorrow night they get the home opener.
Well, tomorrow should be very interesting. They're going to play the Atlanta Hawks. They came off a loss to the New York Knicks, and there's going to be that 30-minute ring ceremony. A lot of emotion tomorrow night.
Cleveland played them pretty tough at home at Richfield Coliseum. You see the new Cav, Gerald Wilkins there, but Scottie Pippen was too much. He had a triple-double. It was a 101-96 game. Also, B.J. Armstrong on these deep Bulls had 13. Let's hear from B.J.
Well, I think we're a little bit more tougher. We never count ourselves out. We never push the panic button. We always try to give ourselves a chance, especially on the road, to win and maybe take a little heart out of a ball club. And I think that's the big change that I've seen over the last couple of years, that we always stay there and we give ourselves a chance to win every night.
Elsewhere tonight, some eyebrows were raised when Mike Dunleavy left L.A. We go to Milwaukee. He's a winner tonight. What you think?
Well, I don't know if it was a battle of the Huguenots or a battle of the have-nots. I think more of the have-nots.
And the Bucks won the battle of the have-nots over the Pistons, who lost at home at the Palace of Auburn Hills. There's Mike Dunleavy, and there's Ron Rothstein, and that's pretty much the way he looked all night long. Blue Edwards, one of the new Bucks, works the 2-on-1 in Zeke's mug. Then Frank Brakowski for Milwaukee. Around Bill Laimbeer like there ain't nothing to it. And he lays it in. In fact, jams it home. Time running out. Pistons hoisting threes, trying to tie. They're down by 3. Zeke missed one. Zeke gets another shot at it. Then it's Dennis Rodman. Made a few of these last year. This one's a hair short. Blue Edwards with the rebound. Milwaukee with the win at the Palace of Auburn Hills, 86-81. Frank Brakowski, a 19-point night. The Knicks and the Hawks played at the Omni tonight. There's Mookie Blaylock, the newest Hawk. Saw a little time. There's Dominique Wilkins back from the Achilles injury. Cracks the 20,000 plateau. 17th player to do so. They stop the game, give him the ball. But the game belongs to the New York Knicks. John Starks with the steal from Mookie. And the foul from Mookie. And the win over Mookie and the Hawks. 106-94, New York with a 12-point victory. And the Bullets and the Hornets on Hive Drive. Charlotte Coliseum, exactly. They're mourning for Alonzo. He's not there, but they won without him. How about that? A 16-0 run in the second quarter. Del Curry's Jay makes it 46-39. Talk about rookies making nice impacts. Tom Gugliotta, a 20-point night for Washington. Hit 9 out of 12 from the field. Cut the lead to 107-103, but oh my, he'd like to have that pass back. Muggsy swiped it. Johnny Newman finished it off. And Charlotte finished off Washington 126-119. Larry Johnson, 29 points and 13 rebounds. And folks, you get to see LJ Cool here on TNT on Tuesday night. The Hornets taking on Shaq and the Magic. You've got to be in front of us at Tuesday on TNT.
Here's where Alka-Seltzer Plus fights tough colds with tough congestion, tough aches, tough sore throat.
This is why you need a tough medicine. Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold Medicine. The leading cold pill only relieves congestion, but Alka-Seltzer Plus relieves congestion, sore throat, headache, body aches. That's tough medicine.
You bet it's tough.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold Medicine. It's tough medicine. For a cold with a cough, try Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough Medicine.
Manolo, with just his hands, he does the impossible. And with him, there's Sector. Sector. No limits.
Real adventure. The Discovery Channel. It's your world.
It is 50-45 at halftime. Seattle leading Houston. The Reebok halftime report continues. We talk about rookies on this opening night. Had to be some jitters with some of these guys, but some nice performances. Shaquille O'Neal was strong. He had 12 points and 18 rebounds. Christian Laettner only hit 2 out of 8, 8.7 boards. Tom Gugliotta. Here's a guy who had himself a night.
Why should it be so surprising that an Italian has the best night of all rookies in the NBA? Spoken by Versace. Grande nome.
What? He had a 20-point night, but Washington did lose to the Charlotte Hornets. The second half of our second game of the doubleheader is coming up. The Houston Rockets trailing the Sonics by 5. We'll be back.
The Reebok Halftime Report is brought to you by Reebok, who reminds you that life is short. Play hard.
NBA Tuesday on TNT. #1 draft pick Shaquille O'Neal. Meet last season's Rookie of the Year, Larry Johnson. Oh, yeah. The Young Guns beat Hornets versus Orlando Magic. Tuesday at 8 on TNT.
Saturday, Richard Petty gears up for his last race. What will the King do after his final finish? Plus the identity of the Kissing Bandit. Meet Morgana on The Sporting Life with Jim Huber. Saturday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern on CNN.
All right, gentlemen, today is the first day of basketball. Odd 27 or 28 guys for 12 positions.
Get up, nice and easy.
I assume you think you can play basketball.
A coach can put you on the team. Your teammates can make you hustle. A scout can get you a scholarship, and the right school can get you on the team.
Williams.
But only the love can make you a player.
Marcus.
You got the love.
Coleman. Pugh.
Hi, I'm Pat Laverty for the Fletcher Jones Freeway Auto Center, and over the next 36 hours, the factories of Mazda and Mitsubishi have authorized a total liquidation of all cars and trucks. During this factory-sponsored liquidation sale, we've just made a special purchase of Mitsubishi Diamantes for as low as $17,995 or Mazda 929s for as little as $299 a month. Remember, this factory-authorized sale ends Saturday night, and it's only available at Fletcher Jones Mazda and Mitsubishi in the Freeway Auto Center.
We'd like to invite you to the finest presentation of great cars to ever be assembled for any major sales event. From the earliest of antiques to the finest of post-war collectibles, from the original to the show car, you will find what you're looking for. As a buyer, we believe that this is the ultimate opportunity to acquire the automobiles you may want at prices that will never be better.
At one point of the game, Seattle held a 15-point advantage, but it is down to 5 at 50-45, and we welcome you back to Yokohama, Japan on this fine Saturday afternoon, along with Hubie Brown, Ron Thuman. We talked about rebounding, Hubie, and that was the key in the first half.
It's just been a disaster. Bullard, the starting big forward, has 1 rebound for Houston. Houston is getting killed at that position. 15 offensive rebounds for Seattle. Now, here's a comparison. The Seattle forwards have 25 points to 12. But most important, 22 rebounds to 8. Now, 15 of which have been on the offensive boards where they have scored 12 points. Now you say, well, what's the big deal? If a team gets 15 offensive rebounds against you for a game, your front line has done a terrible job. And they already have 15 at halftime. You're only losing by 5, and you're getting killed there. The guy who's playing big forward for you, Bullard, has 1 rebound. And you just say, well, so? Kemp has 10 for Seattle, and Cage, in his limited time, had 7. So the big forward position is just working them to death.
We see the scoring leaders. Kenny Smith with the big 6-point spurt at the end of the second quarter took over the scoring lead for Houston. And it's Shawn Kemp leading the way for Seattle. Now, something that we talked about yesterday, you'll be sitting around with the coach, is the fact that Shawn Kemp puts up the first shot. Will Seattle try to really run at Houston now because they've got the depth, Houston doesn't, and try to see whose legs are still underneath them after the long plane flight and everything that's gone on here in Japan?
Well, you see, that's a very good point, Ron, but the problem right now is that the Houston guards in the second half of that quarter, right here, are starting to score. And when you score, you're not getting out in transition. Early in that first quarter, and for the entire quarter, Houston kept shooting, missing, long rebounds, Seattle in the open floor.
Payton shakes loose of Kenny Smith, and Gary Payton, who had 4 in the first half, gets his first 2 in the second. The lead remains 5, and we play just about a minute. Talk about offensive rebounds. That was the Achilles heel for Houston last year, as the opponents out-rebounded them by over 1,200 on the offensive end.
And that's surprising because you have Akeem Olajuwon and Otis Thorpe. Akeem averaged 12 rebounds. Otis Thorpe averaged 10.5, almost 11 rebounds a game. You're talking about 2 of the best that we have in the league. But what does that show you? That the rest of the team, the other 10 guys on the team, don't board.
And he wanted his guards even to get in the rebounding a little bit. That foul, by the way, was on Derek McKee.
Foul is on 0-0.
And Benjamin picks up his second personal foul also. So quickly 2 team fouls for the Sonics, and we've played just about a minute and 7.
See, Benjamin's working hard, though. He's doing a nice job on Akeem, and he's bumping him around, forcing him to take a lot of shots, out there 10, 12 feet from the hole.
Pierce plays Bullard one side. Bullard goes the other, but Olajuwon is there.
Yes, for once, Houston gets an offensive rebound score. Their first one of the game.
Well, that's because there were no other green jerseys around, too. McKee.
That was a travel.
To Kemp. Kemp goes into the seats.
Good hustle.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he did.
He's grimacing. I think his knee went in, or it's his ankle. Let's see, it's his ankle grabbing it. He was very skinny ankles anyway.
But he was
huge.
Come on now.
Forget about the ankle, Jay. Upper body-wise. Another turnover for the Rockets. That's their 5th. Here comes Payton to McKee. Oh!
Baby.
Bullard didn't have a chance.
Great finish by McKee.
One of the quietest, softest, nicest guys in the NBA with a vicious jam. Maxwell, the acrobatic move, and that's the Maxwell we saw a lot of last year. 2-on-1. Payton over Smith. Count the basket. No basket, they say.
Oh, boy. That was tough. That was tough because, sure, in this league, you get in front of the guy. You cannot do it underneath that third foul. Just watch this. Now, you're going to see that Kenny Smith is there. Good call. All right, very good call. Payton was upset because Kenny Smith raised the elbows to soften the blow.
Didn't want to take one of the Adams out.
Nice move right here. That was a great move by Smith.
Maxwell shuffles the feet, takes it inside. Vernon Maxwell with 2. He has 4 here in the second half.
See, that's reading the defense. Very few guards. See, that's the toughest thing for guys coming out of college to do, is to get down into the lane in the NBA, read the defense, and finish the play.
The half-court offense of Seattle as the shot clock goes 11. Kemp inside. Olajuwon got a piece of it, but also got a piece of Shawn Kemp. So Hakeem, if that is, it is on him, and it is his 3rd personal foul.
That's okay. That was a good foul. Akeem has played very tough defensively in the lane. He really has. He left his man again to pick up another player who has beaten a guy off the dribble. And then what happens is he went for the shot clock that time.
Shawn Kemp down with 16 points in the ball game. Won't even turn 23 till November 26th. This is a young man that was Probably beaten up by Karl Malone in the playoffs, so much so that Seattle has hired a weight coach. Got to put a little meat on his bones. Olajuwon, the baseline J.
See, what I liked about that, Seattle showed half-court trap. Look out for the lob. Seattle showed a half-court trap that time. Houston took their time, backed it out, and attacked it. Did a very nice job.
Bullard picks up his third, as Danny Crawford said. He pushed Sean Kemp out of bounds. Rudy T doesn't like it. Rudy Tomjanovich is quite a player in his days at Michigan. Was the second player picked in the 70 NBA draft, right behind a player by the name of Bob Lanier.
Listen, Rudy played in 5 All-Star games, averaged 17 points a game for 11 years.
See, that's what Bullard does well. But he's got to, during the next 6 weeks, play much bigger on the defensive boards. He's got to help out. He's 6'10", and he's matched up with that big forward.
Payton sees the opening, but Hakeem is third block. Here
Nice
comes
pass.
Smith. He has McKee to beat. The reverse is rejected. What a block by Derek McKee. Smith to Horry. Can't find the handle. Here comes Payton. 3-on-3.
Nice.
Good defensive effort by Horry.
Good call, Ron. He's going to dunk it.
Oh, rejected by Benjamin to Olajuwon. Hello, everybody.
George Karl calling a timeout. Good timeout. His ball club, just made about 15 mistakes in that short period of time.
And
great recovery by Olajuwon.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by GMC Truck, the strength of experience.
There we were, a jillion miles outside of the hood. The bus got a flat, got no jack. Homie's got to cut his grass. What's up?
4.5. Here, 4.5. Here, down. 600. Sold.
The man's round sales, but he's got no beat. Pardon me.
That was there.
Yo, MC Cow Seller. Bud. Fresh.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a new synthetic oil. The rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec's unique molecular structure bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
As a truck company for 90 years, we understand the value of a strong frame. A reassuring strength for towing, whether you're on road or off road. GMC Truck, the strength of experience.
Keep an eye at the top of the screen right now and watch Olajuwon come down and get this block. He catches it before it started down. Now at the other end of the floor, this is an excellent defensive move right here. Terrific. Now the recovery. Now you're going to see, here comes Maxwell. He's going strong. Benjamin with a terrific block. Sends it right back, but unfortunately, Olajuwon sends it home. Houston starting this quarter 12-6. Olajuwon with 6 points, giving him 17 for the game.
Houston has regained the lead, their first since the opening quarter. They lead it by 1 inside of 8 minutes. Benjamin, the right-handed hook, and it finds the net.
Oh, beautiful soft touch. Really a soft touch.
George Karl, we've heard so many trade talks considering mentioning Benjamin and the fact that he came into camp overweight, but George Karl believes he's going to have an excellent year. Olajuwon shot is blocked by Kemp.
We're seeing some people go after you. We had Derek McKee and Benjamin blocking the shots on that replay that we showed you. Now right here, you're going to see a beautiful shot block by Kemp. So we have seen 3 good blocks in the last 30 seconds. You know, talking about Benjamin, Ron, you know, in 30 minutes a game last year, he had 14 points, 8 rebounds, right at 2 blocks a game, and shot 48%. Now, how bad is that?
George coach really believes in him. He's really considering, however, having Benjamin come off the bench at times because during the playoffs he only started 4 of the 9 games, and they felt that less was more for Benjamin.
That's a good point. Big thing right now for Houston is just don't give up the easy baskets. Play better transition defense, do a good defensive job on the ball.
Kemp, who before the game was working on that 15-footer, knocks it home. He has 4 here in the second half, 19 for the ball game. Leads both teams.
Beautiful pick and roll right here. Now there's your switch. Now you've got to see that. They had a guard on Bullard down inside. He should have posted up.
And that is a terrible pass by Carl Herrera.
Out of bounds, Seattle
One thing you
ball.
never want to do, you try not to feed the postman from the wing above the foul line. It's just a bad passing angle, and we just saw it right there.
It's got to take those 2 steps in or 3 steps in.
Get below the foul line and give yourself a better passing angle.
3-point Sonic lead. Pierce is going to pull up for the 3. Doesn't get it. Hakeem, he's got Maxwell beating everybody. Oh, and he lost the handle to Herrera, who loses the handle, and it belongs to Seattle.
Now, Herrera, you've got to finish those, okay? That was a terrific pass by Olajuwon, but good transition defense by Seattle. Now, the pass back, that should have been a 2-handed dunk by Herrera.
8 turnovers for the Rockets. Down low to Kemp. Bullard's on him. McKee with the left hand, and Benjamin is there.
Once again, the Seattle offensive player beats his man off the dribble. Olajuwon leads, goes to get the block, and Olajuwon's man puts the ball back in.
Seattle now on a 6-0 run. Maxwell for the 3, had his feet underneath him, and that is what Rudy Tomjanovich wants to see.
Well, we said they're big on threes. They can make them. And you must coach. You must coach to stop them from taking those threes.
Number 50, Matt Bullard, his 4th.
Well, Bullard now has 4 personal fouls. Talk about the threes in the preseason. Houston put up 16 a ball game. As QB mentioned early, it was 11 during the regular season last year. Winchester in, Bullard out.
They're 4 for 7 in threes right now. By bringing in Winchester right now, you're pretty small up front. You're saying that Herrera's going to do the job on Kemp.
You got Winchester at 6'5", and now he is guarding Derek McKee, who stands 6'10". Pierce dribbles off his foot, shot clock at 10.
Plenty of time, plenty of time.
Fate, good pass inside to Ricky Pierce.
McKee, that was beautiful. McKee, that was a great pass. And you know what I like? Seattle, it showed me tonight that they're very unselfish down inside the foul line in the painted area. They're making that pass. Look at this guy.
Someone woke up Vernon.
He split the trap.
He has 9. McKee the other way, doesn't get it. Maxwell comes down with the rebound. Got good position on Nate McMillan.
There he goes again. Nice pass.
To Winchester out the back of the arm, but he gets the board. Smith for 3.
They're doing their thing. They're doing their thing.
And it is a 1-point Houston lead as the guards starting to pick up the pace for the Rockets.
As the game wears on, you cannot forget them out on that perimeter. They love to penetrate, stop, turn around, and throw it back.
Pierce in traffic over Olajuwon and Herrera. Herrera comes down with the loose ball. Smith one-on-one with McMillan. Has to just give it up to Herrera inside the right hand.
That was a beautiful pass by Kenny Smith. He thought by crossing over on that dribble that he was going to get a shot. Found Herrera, and this time Herrera finally put it home.
The biggest Houston lead in the first half was 5. They are at 3 now, and Kenny Smith comes up with the ball.
You got to get a score here, Kenny.
Nice. Maxwell, nice pass.
Nice pass is right. Nice pass and a nice catch and a good timeout. A 20-second timeout by George Karl.
20-second timeout.
Now let's take a look at tonight's GMC Truck Scoreboard as the 47th NBA season opened up this evening. And as Ernie told you on the Reebok halftime report, some exciting action. Boston opens up with a win over Minnesota. 113 is the final there. And New Jersey over Philadelphia by 3. Miami losing to Orlando by 10, 110-100. Charlotte over Washington by 7. And New York defeats the Hawks in the opener, 106-94. Chicago over Cleveland. And Milwaukee defeating Detroit by 5. Golden State, a 15-point winner over Utah in Utah. And right now, the Lakers lead the Clips by 3. And it's Sacramento by 6 over San Antonio, also in the 3. Well, Houston on a 9-2 run the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So they took the lead, they gave it back, and they've got it back again as Dana Barros will come into the lineup for Seattle the next break. Inside of 4 minutes in the third quarter. Again, Seattle can't come up with the ball. Maxwell all the way. He loses the handle, and Jess Kersey blows the whistle.
See, the big thing, though, in the middle of the second quarter,
Foul is on number 10, Nate
Rudy Tomjanovich came back with Maxwell and Smith. And since that time, Houston is on an absolute runaway. Why? Because Kenny Smith and Maxwell are making things happen, going to the basket, and they're getting out in the open floor. Something that we said at the top. We said that if Houston's going to win, they must get out on the fast break and score. And we're seeing that now for the last 12 minutes. And they must hit the threes. And they're doing that. And please keep the big forwards off the offensive board. And they're doing that.
And the man who's formerly known as the Mad Bomber, Vernon Maxwell, gets them both. Saw the numbers on him. Excellent second half, and that opens up Houston's biggest lead of the game at 71-64. Eddie Johnson on top to McMillan. McKee's baseline 3 goes down. McKee, who shot 38% from the arc last year, cuts that margin down to 4 quickly as we hit near the 3-minute mark of the third quarter.
Nice.
What a no-look pass. Oh, my goodness. Kenny Smith.
They caught them in their rotation, and the guy who left Herrera went right to the rim. Beautiful.
Kemp inside. He was intimidated by Olajuwon. No question about that.
Oh, he threw up a terrible shot.
I think he saw the big guy coming at him. Kenny Smith's doing exactly what Houston wants him to do, the point guard mentality, getting the ball inside.
Now, see, once again, now there was a switch. McKee on Kenny Smith. Down inside. All right, Carl Herrera had Barros. He's almost giving him a foot, and he posted him up right away. Smart basketball.
We'll be back.
As a truck company for 90 years, we understand the value of a strong frame. A reassuring strength for towing, whether you're on road or off road. GMC Truck, the strength of experience.
Chasin Motor Cars BMW Sneak Preview 93. If you haven't driven a BMW, consider this. BMW 93 is the safest BMW ever built. BMW's performance repeatedly puts it at the top of its class in comparison tests. Now, before you decide which 93 BMW fits your budget, our 93 BMWs start at the same $299 per month as our 92 models. Now is the time for you to consider a Chasin BMW, and there's absolutely no charge for the test drive.
Head for the Guadalajara Bar and Grill for some old-fashioned Palace Station value. That's the ingredient in every meal at the Palace Station Hotel and Casino. Like 99-cent margaritas with a generous helping of chips and salsa served up 24 hours a day. Now that's Palace Station value. The Guadalajara Bar and Grill with luncheon specials starting from $3.95. The Guadalajara Bar and Grill. Spice up your life at the Palace Station.
73-67 is our score, Hubie.
Now keep an eye on Kenny Smith as he goes to the left. And then excellent defense by Seattle, but he finds a runner coming right down the middle. Herrera, nice head fake. Big basket because he shot that over Benjamin. Now right here, pick and roll. They catch Seattle rotating over. Beautiful bounce pass by Kenny Smith. And that's all Herrera has to do. Anytime that his man leaves him, get to the front of the rim, Kenny Smith will get you the basketball.
The numbers on Kenny Smith, 6 for 8 from the floor for 15 points, but the big man this quarter has been Vernon Maxwell, 13 points. Couple that with Kenny Smith's play, and Hakeem Olajuwon 6 points in the quarter, and you have Houston up by 6 inside of 2:45.
Plenty of time now. You're opening up the floor.
Winchester has checked in for the Rockets. Smith shakes, fakes, takes it inside. Oh, he had the hole, didn't take advantage. Herrera fakes a couple times. Ew, Horry had a chance to put it away.
He came out of the mezzanine now. I mean, he really did.
Those were the 100-yen seats he came out of. Eddie Johnson will be fouled by Kennard Winchester.
See, I like this move by Rudy Tomjanovich. He has Winchester, a quick guy at 6'5", on Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson, a premier scorer. You know, when he comes in the game, during his career, he's averaged 18 a game. Now, you know, he's not looking for the pass. He's looking for that quick shot.
Eddie Johnson, 25% from the arc. Last year, he has one this evening. 11 for the ball game. The lead is back to 3 as we near the 2-minute mark of the third.
So they'll wear out this pick and roll. They'll force you to trap, and then they'll try to find. There he is.
Wide open, the rookie.
See, if you're going to continue to trap over there, then when they pass, you must rotate. All Herrera has to do is go to the front of the rim, and he's wide open.
Well, tonight's game is being seen worldwide through the Armed Forces Television by over 1 million military personnel in 125 countries. We welcome you. We hope you're enjoying tonight's game here on TNT. Kemp inside, can't get the roll. Herrera battles him for the rebound. Let's see who has it. Houston.
You know, I'm kind of interested in the fact that Seattle is not going to Kemp more. He manhandled everyone in the first half. This half, now that's only like his second attempt down inside on the post-up. They can't play him. Herrera can't play him. Either can bullet or either can worry. So why don't they feed and go down inside and break down the Houston defense?
He only has one field goal, 4 points here in the third. Now it is Maxwell again. Waiting for it to open up, but Kenny Smith for 2.
They are killing them off the dribble. Maxwell and Smith making the next pass. Just beautiful.
17 for Smith. He averaged 14 a game last year. Inside to Kemp. This time he gets behind Herrera. But Sean Kemp with only his second field goal of the second half.
Give Eddie Johnson credit. That was a nice pass. He faked the shot, dropped it right down inside.
Inside of a minute, Kemp down with 21.
Kenny Smith loves the pick and roll.
Pulls it up over Barrows, and Kenny Smith rattles it home.
He's so difficult, Ron, because he can stop on a dime, and he's got great range. Or, if you fall asleep off that dribble, he'll take it right to the hole.
Kenny Smith, the first-round pick by Sacramento back in '87 out of North Carolina, has given Houston a 7-point advantage. Pierce dumps it off. McMillan for 2. Doesn't get it. Kemp battles his way. Count it. Rudy Tomjanovich doesn't like the call.
Big play. Rudy's saying that he manhandled the guy, the defensive player inside in order to get the shot. But, you know, this is the NBA. Now watch his shot go up. Keep an eye to the left-hand side. Now you'll see Kemp come right in here now. Now there he is. See, he just moved right inside. Now there's your head fake. Strong move to the basket.
Kemp coming off a career-high 75% from the line. Gets that one. He is 6 of 7 tonight. 4-point lead.
Houston should hold to this last shot.
Only about a half a second difference between the shot and the game clock.
Now they love that, the high pick and roll, forcing Seattle to either switch or trap. Now there's your switch. Look down inside now.
McMillan has to cover Herrera. Kicks it back out to Kenny Smith. Barrows puts a hand up at the buzzer. The shot clock goes off. That is a violation. And with .5, Seattle's got it. Forced.
Yeah, you're a forward, and you have a guard on your back in the low post. You must tell Maxwell at this time, Victor, do you mind passing me the ball? When I have the guy pinned on my back in the low post area?
Excuse me, sir. The long pass inside to Kemp. Can't get the handle, and that's the way the third quarter will end. No foul called, but we have played 36 minutes in Yokohama.
There was no blood.
No blood. No autopsy. And the Rockets have regained the lead, 79-75.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the Rock. The Prudential Rock Solid. As a truck company for 90 years, we understand the value of a strong frame. A reassuring strength for towing, whether you're on-road or off-road. GMC truck. The strength of experience.
Jonesy? Uh-huh. What are you doing out there? Hiding. Huh? Mr. Jenkins says the package I sent him didn't get there. He's calling every 5 minutes to yell at me. It's probably in his mailroom. Just call Federal Express. They'll tell you when it got there and who signed for it so Jenkins can yell at him instead. All I gotta do is call Federal Express? Great.
Only Federal Express can confirm delivery in seconds. Other companies can take days.
What are you doing back there? I didn't use Federal Express.
Next time, use Federal Express.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Better try something else. Mine really works.
You'd better try something else, like Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it more than all leading brands. Selsun Blue. Doctor recommended #1.
Just about a block away, the bullet train, which gets you to Tokyo and McDonald's in 14 minutes. Count it. And some of the fans looking on as right now the Rockets lead the Sonics 79-75. We'd like to remind you the NBA continues on TNT. What a matchup on Tuesday night. The Charlotte Hornets with the Shaq and Magic. Now to get underway at 8 o'clock as we welcome our newest member of our TNT broadcast crew, Mr. Gary Bender. And he'll be with Doug Collins in that game. And we welcome Gary as part of our NBA coverage this year.
How about that for the difference in the rebounding? Houston has made up 7 already.
Olajuwon inside. Bernard Winchester for a 2.
Give Akeem a lot of credit. You know, he could overpower these guys and force some shots, but he has been passing out and opening up that perimeter game. But then the guys have got to make the shots, and they're doing it.
Kemp wheels on Olajuwon, doesn't get it, but he tips it up and in. No basket, says Jess Kersey.
No basket.
Foul on the play before the shot.
Ooh,
if that's on Olajuwon, that'll be number 4. It is indeed on Hakeem.
Yeah, that's a big one. Now, right now you're saying here, okay, Olajuwon's got 4. He's got 2 to give. We're playing real well right now. You know, I'm going to go with him. He's an all-star player. Hopefully that he doesn't pick up what we would call a cheap one right now.
Inside, Eddie Johnson with the left hand, and he gets the roll.
Now, Akeem was almost parallel to the floor that time, trying to block that shot.
Oh, you have Sleepy Floyd in the ball game for Vernon Maxwell. The key in that third quarter and for part of the second was the play of Smith and Maxwell. 19 so far for each for the game. Akeem with a little soft touch.
If you're going to front Akeem, he holds you off. Nice lob pass that time by Sleepy Floyd. And then Akeem had the presence of mind to give the ball fake.
Olajuwon, Maxwell, and Smith all with 19 points. Inside, McMillan, it goes.
Now, this is interesting. Did they give this on Winchester or Akeem?
Foul is on number 20, Kennard
It'll go to Kennard Winchester.
Because Olajuwon definitely gets him on the outside. Now, keep an eye on this now. Here you go, right down inside. There's the foul, and then Akeem also gets him right there.
Substitution for Seattle.
The early call is on Winchester.
Well, Seattle going a little bit bigger now. They take out Barrows, put in Cage. McMillan completes the three-point play.
Substitution for Houston in this game, number 1.
I think now you must give credit to the second guard in Houston. They've done an excellent job on Ricky Pierce tonight. There's another nice pass.
Winchester for 3, doesn't get it. Horry tries to keep it alive, and he almost had another excellent defensive play. Talk about Ricky Pierce for a second in the third quarter. Pierce only had 1 field goal for 2 points, and that probably hurt Seattle. In fact, he wasn't able to connect.
Well, you know, at halftime, Ron, he only was 3 for 7 from the floor. The big thing is they're cutting down his shot attempts.
McMillan slaps his head as he tries to get the ball to Eddie Johnson to no avail, and he was frustrated because Eddie had a step on the defender.
Well, George Karl told us today he's so high on McMillan, he really thinks that He was one of their MVP people at playoff time. Led the team in assists as well as steals.
Sleepy Floyd, if he heats up, he has 6 for the game.
See, they're catching him now. They're not switching as quickly as they did in the first half. And the guards are coming off the pick and roll and stepping back and getting the shot off. But they're making it.
Pierce, the high arcer, doesn't get it. Olajuwon fights for the rebound into the hands of Kemp. His 14th rebound is McMillan. Nice pass inside.
Beautiful. Great pass by Nate.
Beautiful pass by McMillan, the 26th point for Kemp. Sonics cut the lead down to 3. McMillan all the way, takes it himself.
He's playing big right now, but he can do that. He's a 6'5" guard who can really deliver the pass down inside, and if you fake and come off him, he's looking to finish.
He can play 3 positions for George Karl.
See, in the first half, Brooks and Floyd got taken advantage of, and we're seeing it right now in this little flurry by Seattle.
It is Houston's ball. They have it with 11 on the shot clock. To Floyd, who had an excellent preseason. Knocked out with 7 on the clock.
See, when you're on the second unit and you come into a game like this and you have Akeem Olajuwon down inside, I don't understand why the game doesn't go through Akeem Olajuwon. You have your backup guards in there. Both guys are much better when they are spotting up. And if they just go into Olajuwon and kick it back out, see, there's too much perimeter shooting. Too much. He should just stay down inside and keep the game easy. Make a game an easy game.
McMillan again over Hakeem Olajuwon and the Sonics on a 9-2 run. And it all starts with Nate McMillan.
You got to be careful right now. You're Houston. You have to play smart basketball. Right now, too many long jumpers.
Olajuwon with the right hand doesn't get it. Rebound controlled by the Sonics. They lead it by 1. 8:25 left to be played. McMillan, so many times last year we saw it in the playoffs. He came in late for Peyton, and he was the difference. Johnson for 3.
Oh, they're on fire. Rudy's calling a timeout. Excellent call right now. You've got to stop the run. You were in command of the ball game. You've gone to your second guards. Nothing has materialized with the guards, and now you're 4 down.
8:07 left.
For 3 consecutive Sundays, TNT presents a bold 3-part American tribute, John Jake's epic trilogy.
You want everything your brother had, even his wife.
The Bastard.
British troops are on the road to Concord.
The Rebels.
You despise the West for what it did to Elizabeth.
And the savagery that faced the Seekers.
There's great risk here, son.
John Jake's The Bastard, The Rebels, and the Seekers. Beginning Sunday at 2 on TNT.
I want a car. A car that moves. I've had my father's car, my older brother's car, a car that died pulling out of the lot. I want a car with power. Tell me it has 230 horsepower like the Subaru SVX. Tell me it'll produce 228 pound-feet of torque. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Tell me it's built like a Subaru. I don't want any more mechanic friends. I have enough friends, too many friends. Don't tell me how it'll handle on an open road. What's that? Tell me how it'll do in Chicago. Chicago on a lousy day. Tell me it has all-wheel drive like a Subaru SVX, so it's good on Vermont snow, good Miami rain, good on a road filled with drivers with their learner's permits. Don't tell me about wood paneling, about winning the respect of my neighbors. They're my neighbors, they're not my heroes. Tell me it has special lash adjusters like the SVX, so there's no more valve adjustments. Tell me it has an airbag and windows I can slide down when it rains and not get soaked like an SVX. Tell me. I have the money. I want to know what to drive.
We're going to show you a few replays of Nate McMillan at 6'5", taking advantage of a 5'11" guard, Scotty Brooks. Now watch, see, now he knows even if he was played perfectly, he could just elevate and shoot over the top of Brooks. He comes down again, gives him another move, and a staggered dribble off, another score. So you're seeing smart basketball by a smart player. And he realizes that even if Scotty Brooks plays him perfectly, he'll take him into the lane, stop on a dime, and just shoot up over the top of him.
McMillan has gotten a lot of encouragement from George Karl from everything to shooting long range to go ahead and taking any kind of shot he thinks he can get. He's looking to average double figures for the first time in his career.
Now, this is what you like to see. This is smart. You're down into Green. Hakeem, he's coming right back to you. Got to make it happen. Must make it happen.
Brooks, the big step, and he finishes. Scott Brooks, who averages about 4 shots a game. That is his second, I think, tonight.
He's teamed up now on Gary Payton, and they have Sleepy Floyd on McMillan.
This comes up with a steal.
Plenty of time here, 10 seconds.
Kev just wheels on Bullard, but Hakeem comes over to help, and he blocks his 4th shot of the ball game.
Look out.
Hakeem with the rebound. That is number 10.
The big fella's working. I mean, he is really working hard, trying to make up for the fact that, you know, he's the only dangerous guy that they have up front at the forward position.
Bad pass. Bullard has to hustle over. Can't get it. McMillan does. 5 on 3. Yeah. Now, Seattle in a half court. Whistle, foul. That should be on Scott Brooks.
He was just going to be taking advantage of right there. Eddie Johnson gave a real quick move on him. He was going to just fly by in for an uncontested layup.
Ricky Pierce comes into the lineup. Nate McMillan sits down. Derek McKee will come back in also for Seattle. And let's see who goes out. It'll be Eddie Johnson. I want to talk about Doug Christie, the #1 pick for Seattle, still has not signed. And there's a situation that it doesn't look like he will be. Press conference, we understand, in Seattle did not speak too highly of everything that's going on. He might be the 12th man on this team if he does show up.
That was a beautiful move by Michael Cage. You know, you have a tendency to lay off of him, and last year he was right at the top of the league. He was 5th in field goal percentage. You know, the guy can score down in close to the basket.
The lob inside to Olajuwon, and he is molested by everybody in a green jersey.
That ball brought a little rain in here, okay? I mean, that pass got a couple of pigeons and a little rain.
Just watch Hakeem on the catch. Hakeem does a good job here like he did in the first half. There's your ball fake. Get the people up in the air, and now use your strength as you try to go up through them.
Cage picks up his 3rd. Good defense by Payton. Tries to grab Kenny Smith, and I think he does. Are they going to call it on Smith? Loose ball foul. That'll be on Kenny Smith, but I think Gary Payton got a little piece of white jersey there, too.
Good anticipation by Payton that time. You know, last year he was 20th in the league in steals. He was averaging right around 2 a game. And when you take the ball out from the side and you have a player of that kind of ability, you must come closer to the pass. You cannot allow any distance.
Hakeem tries to help out Bullard on Kemp. Loose ball foul, says Jess Kersey will go the other way with it.
Good call that time. 2 white shirts inside. It's just interesting as this game has moved on. The ferociousness of the offensive rebounding has stopped. Now, I know Houston has made a lot of shots, but we are not seeing the green shirts down inside.
Kemp picks up his 3rd personal foul. Smith, Horry just pops at it, and I think he gets Michael Cage right in the eye.
Now that's a bad foul.
That wasn't too good.
Now, you think about this a second. All right, that's a penalty foul. The last 3 by Houston in the last minute and a half were all ticky-tacky fouls. And now, Seattle's shooting a penalty. You have 6 minutes to go in the game. They're back. They've regrouped and gotten a hold of this game. They're up 4. You got a chance here to go up 6.
6 minutes of the penalty is a long time. Seattle was 78% last year from the line as a team. Cage was 62%. Tonight he is 1 of 2. He has 9 points for the contest.
They're a rugged ball club up front. When you can interchange people, Benjamin and Kemp and Cage, at that center and big forward position, you're in pretty good shape. Plus, you can even take Derek McKee at 6'10" and move him over there and go small if you'd like.
George Karl used 18 different starting lineups last year for Seattle, and he says he's trying to convince his team about rotating this year. Olajuwon, the big offensive rebound, powers his way, can't get it. Here comes Payton. Pierce streaking down the middle. Spin move, kicks it out. Bingo!
And that all happened because Ricky Pierce ran away from the defenders and set up a passing lane. Payton delivered the pass, but Ricky Pierce caused that to happen.
McKee with the board. 94-87 is our score. 5:25 left to be played. Good look inside. Acrobatic move by McMillan. Kemp with the follow.
Good move by Sean Kemp. Got down inside, out-hustled Bullard and Olajuwon. Forced the foul in the lower back that time. Now keep an eye on this move. We're going to give you the replay. Now you got a nice pass, good pass, strong move. Now just watch what happens here. Boom, right? He gets it right there, right in the lower back by Akeem.
So Kemp, whose season high last year was 27, right now has 29 in tonight's game, and it is a 10-point Seattle advantage.
It's a good basketball. Trap in the backcourt, force them to do something with the basketball out of a set play. Right now, Houston needs a timeout, Ron. They're 10 down. They needed something to happen at the other end of the floor. They get a travel. And right now, if Seattle is smart and they come down and make a good move, it's a 12-point game inside of 5 minutes, and you are shooting the penalty.
Penalty comes back and haunts you. Pierce inside. Oh! Wow. The highlight tape mama.
Wow.
And Ricky Pierce has a pretty good size grin on his face.
Keep an eye on this move now. Now just watch. They can't play it any better. They do good. There was your foul. It was a push in the lower back. Plus Bullard foul. See the thing here with Bullard, he's got to become more of a force. He's got to try for the shot block and do a better job on the boards.
A test drive, 6 miles on smooth roads. If I was only driving 6 miles on smooth roads, I'd buy a bike. I'd get in shape. Let me test drive in rush hour traffic so I can see if it'll last like a Subaru. Let me test drive it to snowy Alaska so I can see if it has all-wheel drive like a Legacy. Don't take me around the block. Let's get it to 50 and slam the brakes so I can see if it offers anti-lock brakes like a Legacy. Test drives aren't real. What's real is the money I'm spending. Show me. Tell me. I have the money. I want to know what to drive.
Saturday night with 3 tacos from Taco Bell. Crunchy original and Taco Supreme and that new big beef, oh yeah. Taco Bell tacos, crunchy and delicious, yeah, they taste so good. And when Naomi took a bite of the new big beef, she woke up the neighborhood. She made a run for the border.
Ma'am, do you have a license for that taco?
The fine art of fun, food, service, and entertainment at the Gold Coast.
99-87 is our score as the Chicken is performing. There's a line of 15,000 people here. 4:54 left in the ball game tomorrow night. Basketball continues on our sister station TBS. 8:45 Atlanta versus Chicago. And that'll be coming your way on TBS with Pete Van Wieren as the Chicken with 3 young people, 2 of which are having a big time. The third's not too sure about this. Let's take a look at the last replay. Ricky
Now
Pierce.
just watch the push in the back right there by Maxwell, and then Bullard catches him. But come on, that was a throw by Ricky Pierce, and it's nice to see Pierce come out of a little bit of a slump that he's been in tonight.
And we take a look at Ricky Pierce. What a string of free throws he had last year as he shot 92%, and including the string that was second only to Calvin Murphy's NBA record.
Well, he made 75 in a row. Calvin Murphy made 78, but then Ricky backed that up by making another 62 after that.
Saw what Seattle has done the last couple of minutes as they've opened up a 13-point advantage. Horry from the outside doesn't get it. 3 green jerseys around the basketball, but Houston has it.
In the last 3 minutes, it's a 13-2 run. And you always try to, when the game is going on like this and you're in the last quarter, you hate to see it get out to 13-2 run. That means you have no inside game because you're not going to the basket, you're not getting fouled, and you don't have a chance to break up this run where you're not scoring. Everything was coming from the outside.
Bullard triggers the inbounds pass. They work it around to Maxwell. It was for the Smith. It was Maxwell and Smith that keyed the last Houston comeback. See what happens now. We've got a whistle and a foul, says Just Kersey.
Foul is on number 20.
They're just getting a little over-anxious. They know that Kenny Smith wants to take the shot. He realizes that the defender realizes that it's going to be a pick and roll. So what they're doing is they're bodying Kenny Smith as much as possible.
Foul was on Payton. Horry triggers the inbounds pass. Points to the paint again. Hubie decidedly for Seattle.
Oh, 52-36. They're just eating him up.
Smith to pull up Jay over McKee. Won't get it. Olajuwon has it. Good work by the big guy. Maxwell for three. Can't get it. Again, Hakeem out-hustles everyone.
And the foul.
We'd like to remind you, be sure to stay with TNT for Inside the NBA. Fred Hickman and Vince Cellini. They'll have scores and highlights from tonight's action, including the debut of Shaquille O'Neal in Orlando. That's all coming up Inside the NBA next here on TNT.
In that first half, when Rudy Tomjanovich went to his bench did not produce any points. They fell behind by 15. They came back with Maxwell and Smith. They made their surge, and they closed the gap to 5 at halftime. Came out in the third quarter. They played extremely well. When the two guards went to the bench, the team fell apart again. And now they're coming back in here right now, and they just cannot seem to get it going.
Team can't get it to go. Ball still loose. Here comes Seattle. 3-on-2. McKee inside. Can't get it. Hakeem hustled all the way back down, trying to keep the ball in play. Pierce for three. It goes.
It just seems that every time that Houston relaxes, Pierce or Eddie Johnson will be wide open in the corner. They'll either hit a 2 or a 3.
Kemp with the rebound, the outlet to McKee. 19 rebounds for Sean Kemp. Cage. We've got a loose ball foul.
The last 4 minutes of basketball is exactly what we saw in that first quarter. Seattle dominating, getting to the offensive board, getting out on the break, 3-on-2, 4-on-2. The reason why that is happening, Houston staying perimeter, they're shooting and missing, long rebound, Seattle's kicking the ball out and just beating them in transition.
Derek McKee can't get the first as Nate McMillan comes in. Ricky Pierce will sit down.
For Ricky Pierce.
Pierce came alive in that third quarter. Derek McKee has been very productive at the 3 spot in the years past for Seattle. Can't get either one of them to go down, but once again, offensive rebounding. This time it is Cage. And it is now 24-11 in favor of Seattle on the offensive board.
Remember what we said, 15 offensive boards is a bad night for your defensive team. Seattle has 24.
And Bullard goes hard to the floor as the foul is committed, and that'll be on Gary Payton.
Penalty, timeout.
That'll be...
Foul is on number 20, Gary Payton, his fifth personal
foul, and we've got a timeout.
On Seattle.
3:10 remaining to be played in the ball game. Seattle has opened it up. They lead at 103-87. We'll return to Yokohama, Japan in a moment.
I'm paid to buy the high-volume copiers. I don't want to have to worry about them.
The corporate line from Canon.
If our copiers are working, our people are working.
Reliable high-volume copiers you don't have to think about. The corporate line from Canon, the new power in high-volume copying.
Your business information system is nothing to tinker with. You need the right hardware, software. You need connectivity, compatibility, LANs and comprehensive service and support. To maximize productivity, you need to make all the pieces fit. You need Sears Business Centers with IBM products. That's right, Sears Business Centers. Call today to learn more about the new IBM PS2 computers with microchannel and discover why IBM considers us their top connectivity reseller.
A contract can make you rich. The fans can make you famous. The press can make you a superstar. And the championship ring can make you immortal. But only the love can make you a player. You got the love.
Run it back.
Tonight, after the NBA, TNT invites you to a party.
I am the party.
With the Fuhrer?
The time has come for heads to roll.
Hitler and Nazi Agent. 2 movies guaranteed 100% weird.
103-87 is our score. 3:10 remaining to be played in the ball game. NBA action continues on TNT. It'll come at you on Tuesday night. The Hornets and the Magic with Gary Bender and Doug Collins, 8 o'clock Eastern time. It'll all begin. Then on Friday, we have yet another doubleheader. It'll be the Knicks and the Washington Bullets. I'll be joined by Jack Gibbons back in the States for that ball game. Followed by a Battle of L.A. with Gary Bender and Doug Collins. It's the Clippers and the Lakers, and that will all get underway. 8 o'clock Eastern time right here on TNT. And some of the capacity crowd, they've been waiting a long time for this game. And I think they've been treated to quite the show as Bullard goes to the line for the free throws, misses the first. How about rebounds again? Big story.
The big story is the 24 offensive rebounds, which have given Seattle 29 points. And here you are, you know, you're down, and you know you're just getting beating in basic fundamental basketball, and they're just killing them on that board. And if Houston is going to get the job done tomorrow, Ron, they need a better job. Everyone helping Olajuwon out.
Eventually, these two teams play again tomorrow afternoon here, which will be Sunday afternoon in Yokohama. As Dana Barros is checked into the lineup. McMillan lets it go as the buzzer sounds. Can't get it. Kemp battles for the rebound. Ends up in the hands of Olajuwon as we are nearing the 2-minute mark. 16 rebounds now for Hakeem. Inside, Maxwell loses the handle with 2:32 left to be played in the ball game.
With about 7 minutes to go in this game, I honestly thought that Houston had it together. And they were executing beautifully. Things were really going well for them. And then all of a sudden, everything has dropped out for them. They've gone to total perimeter play. Nothing is happening. And a porous defense at the other end of the floor. You know, George Karl made an interesting statement. He said, I don't want to put any goals on our team in regards to wins and losses, but I do want to come in the top 3 in the Pacific Division. That means that they'd have to beat out either Portland, Golden State, or Phoenix.
At 8:07, it was a 2-point Seattle lead, and it is now up to a 13-point advantage as we are at the 2-minute mark. Shawn Kemp has been the difference. He's nearing his career highs of 31 points and 21 rebounds. Right now, Kemp has 29 points and 20 rebounds. So 2 more points, 1 more board. He has a career night.
Well, in this series last year, Seattle won 3 of the 4 games.
Easy, come on, guys.
Olajuwon. Cage comes out to meet him. Hakeem will let it go from 15, and Olajuwon with 2.
It's like they had like a mental lapse, Ron, for about 3 minutes where they gave Seattle a lot of confidence to do what they wanted to do. Seattle just took the ball into the paint and then kicked out, made a lot of nice perimeter shots.
21 points for Hakeem Olajuwon. Seattle works it around. Barros lets it go for 3. Hakeem comes up with the rebound. That is number 17. Bullard lets it fly on the transition. Barros tracks it down. And now Seattle pretty much in the catbird seat, 103-92. They lead it by 11. Just about a minute left to be played. Barros finds a little hole in the paint. The high archer over the outstretched hands of Olajuwon. George Karl wants to find him minutes. Dana Barros, that's his first 2 as Kenny Smith takes it all the way and can't finish. And that's a problem he had last year at times. McMillan, goes down hard on his back. And I think Vernon Maxwell just got tossed on a flagrant foul rule, which is excessive and unnecessary force. And now Michael Cage is going to come over and talk to Vernon Maxwell. Greg Willard steps between them.
You know, Ron, I got to see a better angle on that, because from where we were sitting, I was kind of blocked out there. But it didn't look like he really belted him. I thought that from my angle, looked like he just reaches in here. Let's see what happens. No, yeah, he got a good shot at him. Okay.
Just Kersey didn't hesitate. He just made the call right away.
Yeah, he catches him. You're going to see this is a better angle right here. Boom, there's the contact.
Oh, yeah.
You see, he caught him right under the arm, but I could not see that in the initial move.
So once again, the rule is that he's not only tossed from the game, but you get a couple of free throws, plus you get the ball out of bounds. And that might just put the nail in the coffin, because Nate McMillan, the Sonics lead at 105-92. We've got 50 seconds left to be played. Now, we were here 2 years ago, Hubie. We saw the effect this type of game had on players, especially when they went home after this game. You'd like to get the split. Seattle probably thinking 2 in a row now. The big difference is when they go home, both teams have a chance to stay home for a while, unlike 2 years ago with Phoenix and Utah.
Yeah, Phoenix and Utah really had a difficult time. And you know, Utah kept saying that it really bothered them for at least a 3-week period of time. Now, as far as Phoenix had more home games within that 2 to 3 week period, and they kind of regrouped quickly. Now, if you notice, neither team plays before next Wednesday. Now, when they come over here, each team gives up a home game. And now you want to come out of here with a split. Now, last year, fortunately, 2 years ago, fortunately, that's how it happened. You'd hate to come over here and go 0-2.
Houston, the home team tonight, they're saying thank you for bringing the NBA to Japan, and it has been a treat for all of us.
Now, Houston, once they go home from here, they do not leave the state of Texas for 16 days. Not bad. Not bad.
That'll definitely help.
But they need all the help they can get, because it's very obvious here tonight. We said at the top of the show, without Otis Thorpe, who has a bruised kidney from an exhibition game in Detroit, they are really hurting at that big forward position. It just got manhandled here this evening by Kemp and Cage.
And we are set for the final 50 seconds. Seattle 105, Houston 92 on this Saturday afternoon in Yokohama.
Now, how about this for Kemp? 29 points, 20 rebounds, 9 of which are on the offensive board. He's 11 for 23 from the field, 7 for 8 from the line, and he only played 28 minutes.
Not bad. Not a bad night.
I know our good friend Rick Barry likes to break it down, and a lot of coaches do too, is what you produce while minutes played, not necessarily per game basis. I think that's pretty impressive on a per minute basis.
Well, Olajuwon has had a great night himself. You know, 26 minutes, he's had 21 points and 17 boards. We said that he had to have that type of a game. Unfortunately, nothing has materialized around him at the small forward or big forward position.
So Shawn Kemp will sit out with 29 points, 21 rebounds, 2 points and 1 rebound off his career high. But that is a season high record breaker from last year as far as points. 2 better than last year's season best. Barrows to Cage. 13 on the shot clock. This will go as a home loss for Houston as Gerald Patio, who checked into the ball game, gets his first 2.
Now that's Gerald Patio out of Las Vegas, who was drafted by Cleveland. As a matter of fact, a 1-year average 7 points for them. And he's been around in the CBA in that. He has a chance here to try to make this team because Christie has not signed.
Oh, the big rejection by Michael Cage. Showtime, folks. The easy layup by Gary Payton. Payton with 8 points, and that'll just about do it as Matt Bullard will get it over the timeline and close the book on this one.
We've seen a lot of good things tonight, Rob, but we've really caught a typical opening game. Teams are a little ragged. They're playing in peaks and valleys. But this Seattle team is going to be a team that has to be reckoned with in that Pacific Division. And they do have the talent, and they do have the style of play that can upseat one of either Golden State, Portland, and Phoenix. And now with Kevin Johnson out with that blown-away injury, Kevin Johnson could be out for quite a while for Phoenix.
Well, last year, Houston was 9-27 when they were under 100 points. They're under tonight. They lose it 111-94 to the Seattle Supersonics. Now let's go to our studios in Atlanta with our main man, Ernie Johnson. EJ?
Thank you, Fu, and Hubie Brown back here with Dick Versace. The Sonics out of the gate well, big winners, and they play again this weekend in Yokohama. Your impressions of this one?
Well, I think what happens is Houston tries to win by the deep perimeter shooting of their guards. Sleepy Floyd didn't play much tonight. They used Scott Brooks, and then Maxwell and Kenny Smith did not have a great night. They did not get the ball inside. They did not rebound. They have lots of problems. Otis Thorpe is out. It's a tough back-to-back game because they got to come back tomorrow. They could come back 0-2 off this Japan trip.
And Shawn Kemp, Man alive.
He's a ton. I mean, this guy, you know, was drafted out of high school. I think this is his 3rd year in the league, so he would now be a junior in college.
He's something to see. A couple games still underway in the NBA tonight. You got the Clippers and the Lakers. This one's at the LA Sports Arena. Lakers 94-88. They are in the 4th quarter, about 7.5 minutes to play there. And in Sacramento, look what's happening at Arco Arena. Tark the Shark is down by 10 to Gary St. Jean and the Kings. 100-90 with about 5 minutes to play. Their updates to come on Inside the NBA. Now, the finishing touch on this opening night. We've talked about the rookies, Dick, and the great effort they've put forth, and no effort harder than that of Todd Day of the Bucks. Up and over.
Definitely got his modem working.
Got your VDT and your BVDs right there. Todd Day of the Milwaukee Bucks. They were winners tonight. Of course, you'll see all the highlights, all the scores on Inside the NBA, Shaq's debut, the whole thing. Fred Hickman, Vince Cellini, so many highlights. You will be begging them to stop. That comes your way next on TNT. You're a busy guy. Short night for you. You got to go to Chicago. You're working on TBS tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. The Atlanta Hawks versus the Chicago Bulls. It'll be the 30-minute ring ceremony. We have a lot to talk about. Should be very interesting. Dominique is healthy again, had 30 tonight. Mookie Blaylock gives the Hawks a different complexion.
We'll watch for you and Pete Van Wieren on TBS tomorrow night. The Bud Player of the Game comes your way next from Yokohama as we send it back to Ron Thulin and Hubie Brown. For Dick Versace, Ernie Johnson, we'll see you Tuesday night.
21 for Olajuwon, Maxwell, and Kenny Smith, but it is not enough. Seattle wins their first game of the year, the final over Houston, 111-94. And Hubie Brown, we saw Shawn Kemp tonight put on quite a performance. But once again, Otis Thorpe, you wonder how much he is definitely going to be missed now by Houston.
Yeah, well, Dick, we said at the top, could they hold off the forwards? They definitely could not. Seattle forwards outscored them 47-21. But the big point was in the rebounding, and I just don't know what Rudy Tomjanovich can do in tomorrow's game. 37-14 at the forwards, and most of them were second shots, and that's where they lose the ball game. But we got to give Shawn Kemp all the credit in the world. He played tonight like he played in the playoffs. 29 points, 20 rebounds. That's a man's job. 9 on the offensive board. Made himself felt in there.
Now, you talk about a man who's going to be working. He leaves Japan right now. He goes to Australia to put on a basketball clinic, and you get their win, like sometime in December.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Well, have a safe trip, Hubie. We'll be seeing you as the season goes on. Our Budweiser player of the game, no question about it tonight, folks. It is Shawn Kemp of the Seattle Sonics. 29 points, 20 rebounds, 11 of 23 shooting. Shawn Kemp, tonight's Budweiser player of the game. And be sure to stay with TNT as NBA action continues your way. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, it'll be the Charlotte Hornets taking on the Shaq and the Orlando Magic, all getting underway at 8 o'clock. And coming up next on TNT, Fred Hickman and Vince Cellini are standing by for Inside the NBA. Once again, our final score, Seattle over Houston, 111-94. For Hubie Brown and our entire crew in Yokohama, Japan, I'm Ron Thulin. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.